Well, hey, how's it going? KB here. Hello, how are you? Welcome to Fistivities. It's so silly. It's so silly, but it makes me laugh. So anyway, welcome to Fistivities. KB with you. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Wrong thing. Karyn Bryant. So hey, listen, tonight, obviously Hinata will be along in just a couple. And I came up with a little bit of a theme. I'll get to that in a second. I feel like I'm being rude. How is everybody? Hello? Hi. Hello. That's Korean. Oh, yes. That like button. Yeah, exactly. Please, please, please. Beal Jesse, is it true Hinato's backup in case Jon Jones doesn't make it? You know what? We can find out a couple when he gets here. We can ask. Good evening, D&D. How are you? So listen, we are gonna definitely want this to be an interactive episode with you guys tonight a lot because we want to talk about movie villains and things. The theme is bones, thugs, and harmony. I came up with that the other day, and I have to say here I'm going again, but I did have to give myself a round of applause because I was like, that's pretty funny. It's pretty good, right? Come on. Your girl KB came up with a pretty good one. So it was to talk about Jon Jones and his return. Obviously, that's the bones part. The thugs would be different movie villains, and the harmony would be walkout. So the walkout thing is good ones, bad ones, boxing, MMA, whatever. We are not, saying only MMA fights or anything like that. So think about some of the ones we had already, we were spitballing a couple, but there are some classic ones, some classic fails, and some classic ones that were absolutely great, right? So we definitely want to get into some of that. So anyway, let me show you. Let me show you what's on the show because that way it will be a little bit more entertaining if you guys can see this and read it at the same time. So we'll talk about the fights that went down on Saturday. I was working, and it sucked that we lost the main event, Ryan Spann and Nikita Krylov. Nikita was sick. It was a foodborne illness, and we literally found out seconds before going on the air. I know that sounds like high drama, but it's 100% true. We're all of a sudden we're like getting ready to go, and all of a sudden we're like, oh no, we lost the main event. We're like, wait, what? What did you say? So I can get into that with you guys. I can tell you a little bit more about that when Hinata gets here. Then we will, have a Jon Jones and Cyril Gane preview. We've got some footage of these guys, and I've got some old footage of Jon Jones from my channels. If you guys haven't, if you are here on my YouTube channel, rather, look around. There's a lot of old stuff with Jon Jones, and I've shared a few things lately. This one little soundbite from an interview we did way back when, him and Sugar weighing in to fight each other. So I've shared a few things with Jon lately, and I have more on my channel, so you should check them out. And we have Chidi's choice for Jon versus Cyril, and we also have Chidi's choice for Shevchenko versus Grasso, so we'll get into that as well. And then, like I said, we want to talk about movie villains, and it could be TV villains too, because I asked my kid, I was like, oh, who do you think is a good movie villain? She's like, Walter White. I was like, yeah, right. Is he a villain though? I don't know. That's still up for debate. We'll have to do a whole Breaking Bad episode at some point with the kid guest hosting. That actually might be really fun. But I think we can keep her getting though. At any rate, she could be a voice. And then we will talk about, the walkouts, like I said, because there have been some great ones and there have been some epic fails. So we'll get into some of that, which I think could be kind of fun. So, like I said, we definitely want to get your take on a lot of these things and get your vibe on that. So, how do I grade this Saturday's upcoming or past? Two different stories. I mean, look at, the thing about this past weekend's fights that was amazing is getting Tatiana Suarez back was such a great thing. And, Montana gave her a heck of a scrap, and it wasn't easy. And, it's just that Tatiana is such a force, and, she does want to go back down to strawweight. But I'm just so glad that she's back. She's just such a great girl, and she has been through so much. So her story of perseverance and of, just faith in herself and her purpose is really, really incredible. And her story is just amazing. So I don't know how anybody couldn't be a fan of her, just the sort of gusto she has for fighting and for all of that. When she's had so many setbacks. So it's really great. She's a great girl. And Sean Singletary saying, I'm a trailblazer for real. We appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Randy, Mr. Glass. That's a good one. Okay, so we're going to get into this. We're going to get into to some of this a little bit later. Okay, Joseph. So let's save this when we get here, or we can start talking about it a little bit. Do you guys agree that Chiesa that Cyril Gane is a tougher matchup for Jones and Miocic and Gatto? 100%, I do. The thing about Cyril has so much going for him right now, and not only just the least of which is momentum and just activity, a good activity, relatively good activity rate. I know he did have that one injury for a minute, but he's so good and only getting better. I mean, obviously Jon has the wrestling edge, but other than that, in terms of mobility, Cyril's been moving that big body around for a while. He's very used to it, and we all know how fleet-footed he is. So, Jon's amazing. So I don't know. There's just so many unanswered questions. We just don't know what he's going to look like as a heavyweight. This weekend, I actually spent a lot of time talking to Greg and Wink. Sugar and I ran into them on the way back from work, and those guys are great. We talked to them for a long time, and it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. They've worked with Jon for a long time. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this fight. I don't know what kind of fighter we're going to see. I'm sure he's going to be amazing still, but I do think that Cyril has a lot of advantages, and that, he's tougher than, Stipe is in no way, shape or form nearly as mobile and agile as Cyril is. And who were you saying? And if it had been Francis, same thing. Neither of those guys has the mobility that Cyril has. So to land on him, you've got to catch him for sure, right? So let's go. Is ring rust real? Beetle Jesse is saying yes. Marcos Martinez. Let's get this party started. I do. It's interesting. It's not even, ring. I do think ring rust can be real. I'm not sure. It's not even necessarily ring rust. Jon's definitely a superstar, but he has been away for quite some time. So just getting used to it again, I guess. And all the pressure is on him, really. I mean, I don't know. I suppose you could say, I don't know if it's all the pressure. There's some, I'm sure Cyril would like to, make a statement and affirm himself as the new breed and the new guy on the block, the new generation. I think that's important for a fighter to do right now. I think that, Jon coming in and possibly reclaiming the number one position just immediately and all that, and obviously, or possibly just becoming the champion straight out, is quite incredible. And it is interesting, the turn of events that made that happen. And it's totally possible that he could do that. But I'm sure any of the fighters who could have possibly gotten the call to be the opponent for his return wanted to win pretty badly to just sort of pee all around the octagon, I guess, and mark their territory as the new guys. So I don't know. It will be good, I'm sure. Don't you think? Oh, wait, you saw Khabib's cousin? I at the pad. And Beetle Jesse was saying it was Tilka? I don't know. Did you? If it happened, I missed that. If it happened, I missed that. I thought he was going to fight again. I hope not. I don't know. I'll have to see if Renato saw anything about that. I didn't see anything about that prior to getting on the show. So if that's true, that sucks, because I totally love Darren. He's such a good guy. Maybe did he have to postpone a fight again or something like that? Or, I mean, even if he did, I guess what's the point of cutting him? Just let him just wait it out, and everybody likes him. I think it'd be silly to let it. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Obviously, I'm just talking about my butt, but I like him, and obviously he's a draw. Obviously, yeah, his last few fights have not gone his way, and he's stumbling a little bit, but he's always somebody that everybody wants to watch. So whoever gets him, whoever ends up with him, is going to have a very worthwhile property. If we're going to just objectify him like that, that would suck. I'd be bummed. Yeah, I'd be bummed. Bilal, if you're saying if Gane can defend the takedown, he's got a good chance of winning 100%. And that's the whole thing. He just has to keep staying light on his feet and sticking and moving and avoiding that. He's got good hip movement. You've seen, they've each put out competing dance videos. I think Cyril is a better dancer. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Other people are saying it looks like Till was cut. That sucks. And when that person was saying Habib's guy, which one? I mean, you could say a Habib's guy for a lot of people, right? Ooh, that first second. Yum. Kiddo and I we were laughing. You know how it's so funny, all the stuff that's made for, like wine moms and kind of like single and sassy wine drinking ladies who like their wine and they like their whatever. There's just we were laughing at some of those, sort of not even memes, but like t-shirts and various things, hangings on the walls and things like that. There's just some really funny, sort of silly, cheesy, funny things. Anyway, we found it amusing. Anyway, what was your question, Bilal? Yeah, or your statement? Yeah, I agree with you that if he can defend. Nate Marks saying Tatiana Suarez will win a belt next year. I would have to tend to agree with you. The thing about her that is so incredible, we know like what a dominant wrestler that she is. And yeah, like I said, she said that she wants to go back down to strawweight. So I think she'll be even more dominant. The thing that's only tricky about that, and that's not any disrespect to Zhang Weili or anything like that. And we actually saw that Zhang, her time with Triple C helped, and she had some offensive wrestling. And, I'm not saying that she is anyone to be taken lightly, but, Tatiana was training to be in the Olympics before her thyroid cancer came up and derailed that. So that's how good she is at wrestling. She beat Carla, right? So Carla's the best wrestler other than her. So I agree. I think Tatiana is 100% a champion in the making. And it just depends on, I would think, that's the thing we were talking the other day about how if they'll fast track her into a title shot, which, I think she deserves. She won the Ultimate Fighter and she is undefeated and obviously a dominant force. And, I guess there's the potential of, hey, is she the type that gets injured? So that's one question that we were kind of talking about at work. I didn't have a take on this. The guys were kind of wondering if the fact that she does cut weight, if that made her more injury prone, if maybe she should stay at 25, if that had any influence on how her body was responding and stuff like that. So I don't know. And it's a theory, I suppose, and it's a possibility, I suppose. So I don't know. I thought she looked good and strong. So I think she's obviously a viable entity at 125 pounds, but it's up to her, and she wants to go back down to 15. That's what she wants to do, and obviously she can still make it. So, although she's got a little muscle and stuff, but that's what she said she wants to do. So, yeah. Good evening, Daedalus. Good evening. And Beetlejuice, Jesse, is he shaving his chest and putting on his robe? He could be. You never know with Renato; he could be ushering the last lady out the door to make time for me. And it looks like maybe he's here. So let me zhuzh my hair. It's exciting. I get excited. I haven't seen him in a week, and I'd love to catch up with him. Got a lot to talk about tonight on the Bones, Thugs, and Harmony episode, ladies and gentlemen. The 27-time Jiu-Jitsu champion, Mr. Renato Laranja.
Ah, porra. Oh, you get excited from me. Porra. Let me tell you, oh, my chain. Let me to tell you a story, speaking of excited from you, okay? One of my favorite memory of the early time wait, hold on. Oh, God, let me let the people enjoy.
And do you have the right speaker set up in headset thing so you don't get cut out?
Listen, don't worry about all that stuff.
Oh, I still have the music on.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Then it was like a jam session for a while. I hope that didn't get annoying people. Sorry.
So speaking of you getting excited from me, I remember when I first moved to LA, and they didn't know me. I was a big star in Brazil, but here they didn't know me. So I had to start out in first bossing table, washing dishes, all that kind of stuff. And at one point I was bossing, and back then in this one club, the Conga Home, you remember that place?
Of course I know the Conga Room.
They had like a smoking courtyard like thing that where you was still technically in the club, but you was, and they have like French doors kind of leading out to there, and people go out there and smoke. Now it's my job to pick up fucking cigarette butts, and people leave glasses. They leave their glasses with cigarettes in there and shit like that. So I have my shit there, and I'm just picking up, and I'm miserable because I'm like, God, I used to be a big star. Porra, and I can't believe these people got me doing this stuff. And then all of a sudden, this blonde, attractive woman, she starts like getting wonky on her heels. You know when someone starts to fall,
yes,
but they trying desperately, and they become like Fred Sanford. And she was maybe in her mid-20s. She's desperately trying everything she can, and the more they fight it, the worse it is. And she stumbles. She stumbles and does this fall where she like hit her head into the thing with glasses, and it's a fucking commotion. It looked like she might be seriously injured from this fucking fall. Okay, and she's obviously been drinking too much. Then everybody start like hushing to her to see if she's okay because it was kind of a nasty fall. Then you see these two Persian guys, like older Persian guys in their like mid-late 40s, and they're smoking cigarette. And I look at the guy, and he looked to his friend and me just out of nowhere, and he goes, she get excited from me. And I fucking lost it, and I'll never forget it. He didn't skip the beat. He didn't give a shit how fucked up she was. He goes, she get excited from me. And I was like,
dead.
Oh God. We're talking about a balding, like a guy that nobody's getting excited from. But he looked like he have money and shit. I God, the confidence and the aura of this fucking guy. God, I'll never forget. For him, that was one moment he forgot in China. For me, that stuck with me for the rest of my life.
That's funny. It's funny that you say that because the other day I was thinking, how sometimes you're just walking around and you hear. And we will get to, folks. It is the Bones, Thugs, and Harmony episode.
Never mind Bones, Thugs, huh? Yeah.
But how sometimes you walk around and like you just overhear a snippet of conversation, but the piece you hear is hilarious.
A million percent.
And so I walk by and the guy goes, I didn't get in too far, but it smelled so bad, so I turned right around. You know what I mean?
Oh. That's a situation that a lot of guys know about, Karayu.
And I just was like, wherever he was or whatever, like I was curious to hear more because you know what I mean? Is it like, does he work in the sewer? Did he have to?
No,
like,
no, he don't work. He don't work in the sewer. He don't work in. Well,
did he? No, but like, did he?
He does some pro bono work in the sewer. I tell you what, a smelly situation like that is guys' version. You know how women get ambushed by a tiny penis sometimes?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to tell. Even a guy looks like he's big and strong, and then he have a little dick, and you don't know till it's too late.
Yep. So
guys' version of that, because you can tell. Listen, I would say it's titties, but we can pretty much tell if a girl have a completely flat chest. You know what I mean?
Right, but there's push-up bras and everything to make them
Yeah,
look
but
bigger than they are.
bigger than they are, but you pretty much know if a girl don't have big titties, you can pretty much tell.
Sure,
No
okay.
big, no big deal, by the way. So I can't
Okay.
really equate that with the dick and
Right.
that, but I do think it's like this because it remind me you can't know until you know, and when you know, it's too late. Unless you're the kind of person where you're heartless, like you're a sociopath, and you like and you're just willing to just be like, ew, get out of here, yuck, or whatever. You know what I mean? But
Right,
like,
that's the yeah.
you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, so it's like
Right.
sometimes you have to suffer through the situation, you know.
Oh, I understand. Well,
So it's
yeah,
very similar, like a small dick. What are you gonna go like? No, your dick is tiny. I'm not. I don't want to fuck with you. You might suffer through it for the evening, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not interested in that guy or whatever. You know?
or like I said, suddenly remember you had an early morning meeting or something.
Oh God. But if
Right.
he, oh, that would be so terrible. See, I think it's nice if you just let the little guy have some enjoyment for the evening. You know?
Oh, so
Me, I split the difference.
now I'm a charity.
Well, well, see,
You
I
want a
split.
pity F? That's what you think guys actually want, a pity F?
I'll put it to you this way. Let's say you let's say you just had a I would venture to say you probably don't. I bet you smell like a Darjeeling tea leaves or whatever, okay? But let's say your hygiene was just atrocious smell. And then it's just let's say it's just for whatever reason, it's not even an infection, nothing. I imagine you with a guy you're very attracted, the nice man, amazing, and then he go like this. Ah, no, no, I can't do that. Get out of here. Get out of here, you
Well, I
filthy
wouldn't
beast.
make it like
No,
that.
I'm
I
saying,
wouldn't
or if you
make
were like this, that smells not it's not interesting to me anymore. So let's watch a movie, or you can go or stay, or but we're not gonna do anything like that. You would be like devastated, you know? So like my
why
approach is
wouldn't you
this
suggest a shower? Be like, baby girl, let's go take a shower.
because very it's never really about that. It's not that the woman have you bad hygiene.
Yeah.
It's that something's going on hormonally, or something's going on with the diet, or something's
Okay.
going on with a lot of time too. If a woman is taking a certain kind of medication
Uh-huh.
that they need for health for some other reason, it can
Okay.
fuck that whole situation up too. So there's a lot
Okay.
of stuff that can be not the woman's fault, but at the same time, God argue. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So here's the thing: is my approach would be maybe instead of continuing to French kiss that one, I'm gonna split the difference and just okay, I'm not gonna do that, but maybe I'll with a condom I'm gonna
We
do a sex, an
we could
intercourse to you.
okay.
I'm
We
gonna
can
break you off one of that one. But
we
here's
can
the thing. Here's the
move
thing. I'm
on.
gonna pretend. Here's what I'm gonna do. Listen up closely. I'm gonna pretend that it's because I'm so turned on, I can't no longer do this. I just have to fuck you. You understand?
Good. I do. I get it. That's funny.
So because I don't want to
That'll
hurt
work.
no, I don't want to make somebody feel terrible. And then maybe later, if you get to know them and you really like them, you can say, look,
Okay.
I gotta broach a subject here.
We good.
Okay.
We're good. I get it.
We good? We good. Okay, so now that that's out of the way,
Yeah, really. Thank you,
now that that's out
Doctor.
of the way, wait, what the fuck
Dr.
was I even?
Renato. I was just talking about overhearing things when
Oh
you
yeah,
hear a
she get
snippet of somebody's
excited from.
conversation, right?
I remember one with my boy Phil in New York. Phil Caseus, my homeboy, who is a light skinned
What kind of
brother.
thing? Oh,
He's a light skinned brother, and
okay.
he's half a white, half a Haitian or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
So one time we was just on a random corner about to go to the subway or whatever in New York, and a white chick, um, and she was talking to somebody, walked past us, and she goes, "Oh, it smells like fish." No, she goes, "It smells like fish and chips." And for some reason, she goes, "Smells like fish and
Fast.
chips." Like, and the way
Yeah.
she had to put in chips on top of it,
Ja- Yeah.
we just fell the fuck out. And then that happened maybe over 20 years ago, and
Yeah.
we
You still
still
laugh.
say that on the phone. And to that person, that was a moment that they never even
Right.
recorded. For us, it was the time of our life, the moment of our life, the
Yeah.
highlight of our life. Yeah.
That is funny. That is
Smells
funny.
like fish. And she was distraught. And we didn't smell it. We were like, what is she smelling for?
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was in the park though, not too long ago, and I remember I was walking. I was at like the art fair or something in Beverly Hills Park or whatever, and I'm walking,
Oh,
and all of a
Carallo,
sudden,
Beverly
right
Hills.
behind me, I hear this voice, and I'm like, that's of course now I'm forgetting her name.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
No. It's an actress, the dark-haired one. She used to do that. She whatever, never mind.
Well,
It's
give
a
me something.
bad
I
story.
can guess. I can guess.
She's really pretty, dark hair. She had a show on CBS, a law show, and then they spun it off. It's got Christine Baranski in it.
Oh,
Juliana
Margulies. Yeah.
So I'm walking and I'm like, I hear this person. I'm like, that's Juliana Margulies. You're like, you know what I mean? Like she's got just a recognizable voice to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know that's her. I know that's her. I know that's her. And then like, I was turning to the right and she was turning in, like I turned and looked. And I'm like, yeah, it's her. You know what I mean?
Oh, but you didn't hear, she didn't say some wild shit or whatever?
No, I just wish I had. I'm just saying it was interesting to me that I recognized who she was. And I couldn't remember what she was talking about. She was definitely talking about a work thing, but you know what I mean?
Because we know them. It's like as if you're seeing a friend that it only goes one-way street. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because and we know them and they just don't know us.
Well, and I embarrassed myself the other day, and now I realize what I did.
Uh-oh.
I mistook the girl on White Lotus, the blonde girl, the young girl on White Lotus. If you've seen White Lotus, the last season. Mm-mm. Anyway, I mistook that girl for the blonde girl, for the lead girl on Hacks. They are kind of a similar type.
Nah, you really lost me on that one. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's a long story, and it's not even worth telling. It's not even worth telling.
Wait, okay. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, well, in a similar thing, I did this on purpose though. I don't know if I mentioned this last time when we was talking about Bishop Don Magic Juan.
I just saw Scar again the other day.
Oh, well, one time, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I was just telling somebody this story yesterday that I saw him, me and my friend saw him on Melhouse with him and his friend, and they was doing like clothes shopping, and they was in the worst, you know those places where you go, who buys this shit? They was in there looking at like these 3/4 length like suits, these
suit.
Yeah, and like Steve Harvey suits, you know, like 3/4 length, just the ugliest shit you ever seen. And then he would be like, "Oh, that's cold," or whatever, you know. Like, and me and my friend, almost like we was undercover cops, was just following him and his friend wherever the fuck they went, so we could just listen. We just wanted to see what does this guy get into, and what the fuck do they talk about, you know? So we was eavesdropping and like pretending we looking at these ugly fucking suits and shit.
I totally would.
We had a blast. We were just trying not to. We was laughing. We was trying not to fucking laugh too hard.
No, I would totally follow that guy around too. Hey, so listen, we already we were talking about Tatiana.
Who's we? Who the fuck is we?
The viewers that were here on time, as opposed to the co-host.
Listen, we have to. Like I said, have you ever seen? You never seen Prince in concert?
Yes, I have. Well, at his club.
Well, never mind his club. Okay, so he don't come on. He let the band play for.
Oh wow! Is that really what you think is happening? I'm the backup band, huh?
No, you know what you are. You Sheila. You Sheila E. You Sheila E. You playing on like the drum. You know you have the drumstick.
Like you're the featured artist on my track.
You're the feces artist.
No. I'm the featured artist. I mean, you're the featured artist on my track. It's about to be a diss track too.
Oh God, I was trying to make you Sheila E. You know, she's a very talented drummer, and she'd come out and do some stuff and do that kind of shit, and then Prince come out and everybody go, I can't do it, my fucking job.
Oh, what happened?
Okay, so I told you a little bit of the stuff, but for the viewer, you know how we've been having all the pain. Okay, so. I've been cooped up in the fucking house, you know, and my older fucking dog here hates going out in the hay. So we've been kind of cooped up now because I've been haying hard. And we had one fucking day of no haying, which was Sunday. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go shoot a hound. No big deal. Shoot a hound, get the blood moving. Nice day out there. And I see this guy, African-American gentleman, you know, playing basketball by himself, true. And he's like, "Oh, you want to play one-on-one?" And for some reason, I was like, in my spider sense, I was like, and I know this guy, but I was just like, I don't feel like getting into all that competitive shit today. Like, I didn't feel like doing all that stuff. So I just wanted to shoot a hound. And then I was like, I don't know about that. I'm just gonna shoot a hound. He's like, whatever. Then another guy comes, this white dude, and we all about the same size, the three of us. And then they tried to coerce me to play 21. I don't know if you know
Yeah, of
21, but
course.
it's like every
Dude, of
man for himself.
course.
Well, I don't know. Some people don't know the game. So, and if you know anything about 21, it's a fucking relaxed, casual game. You don't even play
Mhm.
with outs or nothing. It's like,
Right.
and you don't call your fouls, whatever. It's just chill.
You just go, right, yeah.
And so, even in the beginning of the game, like I didn't even have no fucking points yet. The fucking white guy is going into the post, and I'm just there about to, I'm thinking, okay, when he go, I'm gonna try to jump and block the fucking shot
Right.
or whatever. Now, I didn't think this guy's gonna do like a Anthony Mason 1992 fucking just boom, like fucking crack me on this side of my
Oh
fucking
no.
jaw, and then that shit hurt enough. Like I saw
I
like a
bet.
flash, and I was like, "God, are you?" And then they were like, "Oh," the guy was like, "Oh, my bad," blah blah blah, and I'm just trying to get my bearings, and then I thought to myself because I've been hit harder than that before, so I think
Then
okay, I'm okay. And then he goes, "You okay?" And then I go, and then I couldn't speak because my like when I tried to talk, my
mm-hmm.
fucking I noticed that I can't close my mouth and
Out.
the craziest sensation. I never had this before. Listen, so this part of the hinge or
Oof.
whatever
Yeah.
was going into my ear
Oh
canal.
no, no, no. Out, out.
So I was going like this. It shocked me. I went, oh shit, like that, and I went and tried to close, because I wanted to
Oh
make it go
no.
back, and I tried to
Yes, and it
close,
won't. And
and
oh my God.
it won't close, and then it's going like this, like stabbing me, like into like the ear drum or can I don't know what's up in there, but it was going somewhere where it felt like it was going straight into like it was gonna pop out my ear. You know what I mean? And that shit kind of worried me. I was like, this never fucking happened before. Even
I'd be
when you
dialing 911. Sorry.
well, even when you're getting into like a fight or a sparring or something, even jiu-jitsu for Christ's sake, you at least on guard for getting hit or getting someone attacking your body. But in this, the thing I was concerned was, okay, am I gonna be able to get up high enough to block this thing? You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking this guy's gonna in a game of 21
Right.
is good, and
Throwing
especially
elbows.
it wasn't even the end of the game; it's the beginning of the fucking game. Like he's gonna just like crack me that fucking hard. So my mouth was open. So when you get hit like that hard like
Yeah.
that, my mouth was open and it went
Oh,
ba
that
boom like
sucks.
that. So, I said, and I'm sitting over and oh, here's the other fucking thing. These fucking guys, the white dude was like, "Oh, you okay, whatever," and the black dude go like this. He'll be alright, and then he go and they go, and then they just started playing again like nothing happened. And I'm just sitting on the fucking thing, trying. I'm sitting there, and it's probably a stupid thing to do, but I'm trying to because it's so concerning that it keeps going in my ear. I'm thinking, because I always crack my neck and stuff really
Hmm.
harsh. I'm thinking, like I'm gonna yank this fucking thing into place, and that wasn't working. And when I couldn't do it, and I kept feeling that thing, like every time I would try to close, I said, "Fuck this! I gotta get out of here." Because at
Yeah,
first
you
you in
do.
denial. At first you're in denial because you was everything was fine, and you was just getting some exercise, so you wanted to go back to what it was.
Yeah, you're
So
like,
I'm
this is
like,
so dumb. I was just trying to
yeah.
play ball. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna jiggle it back and I'm gonna get back and play. That's where your
Yeah.
mind go. And then I was like, oh, this shit ain't going back. And then so I got my ball, I got my shit, got my doggy, got the fuck out of there. And then my mom is a nurse, so the first thing, anything happened to me, the first person I call was like, hey, what do I do? And she
Same
was
with me.
like,
Yeah, my mom worked in pathology and was an EMT and all this stuff
yeah.
and trained people
So
and all
you
this
know
stuff.
how it is.
Same thing.
So she said, "Get your ass to the ER to the
For
she wanted
sure.
me
You
to
gotta
go to
go.
the hospital
Yeah.
and then to the EH
Yeah.
because that's the only and then
E- e-
so what was that?
room or emergency room.
That's what I said, emergency home. So
Yeah.
so she said that now she's gonna call me back with where she thinks I should go was gonna be because you got your choice. You can go Cedars, you can go. You can go fucking Kaiser
Kaiser
Permanente. You
Permanente.
can go to urgent care. You know, there's a
Yep.
bunch of
Yep.
different
Yep.
choice you have depending on
Yeah,
the
you
time of
maybe could
day.
have gone into just a little urgent care thing. There's
Yeah,
one on
but
like
then
La Brea, or there's a
she
bunch of
made a
them.
good point where they're more likely to have someone at like a place like Cedars who is more versed in this shit than just
Sure.
a heck, because they also have the urgent care
Yeah,
at
exactly.
Cedar.
Well, yeah, I mean, I obviously I went, that's where yeah, Cedars is where I go to. So yeah.
So in any case, whilst I'm walking home and I'm waiting for her call back, I keep fucking jiggling and figuring, trying to fuck with it, and then I hear like a it wasn't a dramatic like a chiropractic or something. It
Yeah.
was very subtle. I just heard it like a little. I felt like a little, tick, like that, and I was
Yeah.
like, and then I went and I was able to finally close my
Closes
teeth,
it.
and I was
Oh,
like, oh, okay, okay,
it went
okay.
back. It went back.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, that's good. Because that was the main thing. I was like,
For
that was what
sure.
was fucking my head up. So then I went home, and then of course, your mommy is worried about you and stuff. So she's like, get your ass to the thing, check the X-rays and stuff. And I'm like, now that I got back in place, I'm like, maybe I'm gonna hold the thing and see what
Yeah.
happens. So, and she, against her wishes or whatever, because I was just shy. I was like, fuck this shit.
Well,
I'm
because
not gonna.
potentially you could have gotten a concussion too. Like, you don't
Yeah,
know. You know what I
and I
mean?
was and I was like just thinking of feeling how I felt and sitting in that fucking miserable fucking
Well,
waiting
yeah.
room, and
Yeah.
then so I just said fuck this, and I just took ibuprofen and I called it a night, and
Mhm.
thankfully when I woke up, yeah, I feel like it feels like a bruise, like it feels very sore. It just feels sore, almost like someone punched me here or something. Much more sore than where I got hit. You know what I mean? The dislocation part.
Yeah.
But what I figure is that I'm gonna go there. They're gonna check all these X head. They're gonna do all this shit,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna go, okay, take some what? Take some ibuprofen or take some
Right.
mega ibuprofen or whatever, and then see the specialist. 3, 4, or 5 days from now. And then what is that person gonna do?
Exactly.
True.
Well, this is VT says usually when Unk gets
Yeah.
hit like that, it's an automatic double leg.
I could tell
Yeah.
that the guy.
Yeah, he's
Sometimes
lucky you didn't
listen,
take.
I was in no mood to do any of that shit. I was fucked up. I didn't even care about revenge or nothing. I
Yeah.
was like, get me the fuck out of here. I'll tell you this. Sometimes you can tell when a person is dirty. This guy was more of trying too hard. It was like he
Mhm.
was trying, like he doesn't understand. I think it's an insecurity. Like he's trying to almost like when someone spar too hard. Like he didn't understand that he just take it easy. Who are you trying to
Yeah.
impress
Oh, yeah,
here?
exactly.
And but I know he wasn't trying to be dirty. It wasn't. I wasn't like. It just is what it is. It's just one of
Mhm.
those things. When you play with grown men and you don't know these people, somebody could get hurt. Whatever. Fuck
Right.
it. But so anyway, I figure, what the fuck are they really gonna do? The only thing my mom had a good point is that the when you get a dislocation, sometimes certain muscles and stuff and the joints will do weird stuffs to compensate,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
then they get set. So you're gonna want to do physical therapy,
Yeah.
and there's all these things. But I can heat up on that or watch your videos on
I
that.
don't know. I got to go to physical therapy for my hand. I saw the guy and he said it's not, it's still, my hand's still jacked up and stuff like that. So I have to start some PT for that. And it was just so
Or
dumb because
PG.
because all I did was jam it and I just never, it's just stupid and I'm annoyed by it and I'm
You jammed
frustrated.
it on your vagina, Paul, huh?
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. You was trying. You was, oh God, and then you
No. Hey, I have
think
a
about.
question for you. Speaking of double legs,
Oh,
Brendan
you
Allen,
gotta look at that patch. Who he think
Brendan
he is? He think he's Hun DMC, Karayu.
Brendan Allen called out Andre Muniz, who everybody basically considers now the best grappler in the middleweight division.
That
Brendan
guy,
Allen, who's not ranked, and
he
Muniz is number 11.
he looked like Chami Fury, Karayu.
And he said,
He looked like an Indian Chami Fury.
well, he's Brazilian. That's your
Yeah, but he
countryman
look
there.
he looked Indian or Ahab.
Yeah, look, in his features are a little like the angularity of it.
His
Yeah.
feet.
Yes, but Brendan Allen said he felt
Oof.
like his grappling was better, and I know we're just seeing a lot of the stand-up fighting here, but yeah, he ended up submitting him, and He's the one who called him out. Brendan was
What's with the
unranked.
hat for her?
I know the Davy Crockett hat. He was unranked before this, and Mooney's, like I said, was number 11. So he called him out and balled out and got the win.
Wow. Well, he looked like an '80s rapper. He looked like okay. You ever seen the video for "I Need Love"?
Of course.
Okay, so there's a part where LL is realized like, I think I'm experiencing true love
Wait,
here.
did he lick his
What?
lips?
Oh yeah. Ah, fuck. I can't do that.
Oh
I just
no,
I'm
sorry.
I'm learning. I learn about stuff that I can do and not do in the moment. I really wish I could do that because I
Him.
do a good one of that one. Wait, do that some more. You're hungry. Look at that. You're hungry for something here. Oh, God, are you? That's very suggest. That's it. That's erotic. That's
Okay,
sensuous.
that's what
Okay,
LL does. I love him,
he's
by the way.
he everybody love. Look, the ladies love
And
Cool
ladies love
James.
LL. Cool
So
James,
hence the
exactly.
fucking name. But
Exactly.
so there's a part where he's starting is kind of maybe halfway, three quarters through the video where he's starting to realize that he's experienced true love now,
Hmm.
and he's come home and he's see like all his homeboys and stuffs in his place, and they in the hot tub and they got all kinds of girls and stuffs,
Hmm.
and then they like trying to entice him into the hot tub, and he's like nah because
Yeah,
he have a
I don't
true
want to do it
love.
anymore. Right,
And
right,
then
right.
one of his homeboy have a hatch like that in the fucking hot tub, and it's kind of the chair is kind of wet. He's like
Uh-huh.
wearing no clothes but a fucking dark hatch, and he go like this. He go, "Come on, LL." He goes, "You know you want to get ill, boy." And LL, even that wasn't enough to entice him in there. And you can see some very attractive women is in there, and champagne. And LL stayed true to his feelings and
Good.
true. He let his
Well,
heart to be his
yeah,
guy.
I
So,
haven't seen it in a while, but I did always love LL.
well,
Somewhere there's a
well,
picture of me in LL
oh my goodness. He
from a
acquaint
party,
yourself with
Christmas
that
party or
video
something.
because and at that point he apologized to his girl in the limo, and he go, I know, you gotta understand I lead a hectic life. If you come with me to Atlantic City, I'll make it up to you. You still love
Right.
me? And she goes, you still love me? And he goes, you still love me? And she goes, yeah. He goes, cool. Like he doesn't even say I love you too. He goes, you still love me? Yeah, cool.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Well, VT says
Right.
he thinks it's a coon. I don't know why I think VT is a she. I don't know. Did you? Are you? I don't even know.
Vici.
I think it's a coonskin warrior hat. He explained it once in an interview. I forget exactly, but yeah,
It
it's
sure
something
is
like
a
that.
fucking
It's like a
coonskin warrior. It's like a hick version of like Thor or something like that.
uh-huh. Oh, yeah. It says Shavkat gave it to him. Shavkat Rachmanov, who's fighting this weekend, by the way. Shavkat gifted it to Brendan Allen back at UFC 275. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the Warrior hat. Yeah, because I was going to say, it does look like the one. Shavkat is the one.
Well,
Shavkat from not Azerbaijan. Is he Azerbaijani?
you sure he's
I
not
don't
from
want
like
to.
Tennessee or something like that?
No, Brendan
Because
is,
no, I'm
but
talking about Shopkatch because that hat looked like he's making moonshine in his sour mash, bro. Huh?
no, the flag is like a pretty blue and yellow, and I can symbolize. I just can't remember what that one
Do
is.
you think that's how he describes it? Well, the
Mhm.
flag is a pretty blue
Hey,
and yellow.
Leroy,
Yeah, the
same.
Fat Boys. Oh, the
I used to
Fat.
have the same managers as the Fat Boys. I
You
used to.
gotta be fucking kidding.
No,
Can I? Karen
Charlie
Bryant.
and Linda were my managers. They
Karen
managed the Fat
Bryant.
Boys.
That's huge for me. Do you realize that that's the first the first hacker that I ever bought, that I bought, not was my parents'
Mhm.
hackers or whatever, was the Fatch Boys. It was a Fatch Boys album. It was the Fatch Boys are back.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember the song. It goes, the Fatch Boys are back.
Back.
And they can never be wet. The
Yeah.
Fat Boys are
Right,
back.
right, right.
The Fat Boys. And I want to do a beach box. I think this guy's gonna fuck up my jaw.
Don't hurt
No.
yourself. They're
And you
great.
go
No,
like, I'm
I used to.
starving. I'm in the mood. That's hype. Such and such. I need food. Yeah, and then the Fat Boys,
Wait,
and
now
then
I'm
later,
forgetting. It sucks. I forget his name.
listen, Drew Down did a version where he took he made kind of his own flip on that one. That was that song that's like, can you feel me? Uh, No, you never heard. And he used the same thing as with the Fat Boys. Oh,
Okay.
anyway.
Anyway. Well, anyway, Brendan Allen now, good for him. He is on the rise. He will probably, I would imagine, take over Mooney's number, and jump up there to number 11 or something like that, or at least, I don't know, maybe get into at number 15 and maybe Mooney's drops down. I'm not sure. Middleweight is kind of more open. There's not as
That's
much going on
wait,
there.
really quick. Sorry, so I can put this to half. The Fat Boys, it was like it goes, "Can you feel it?" There's a song that's like, "Can you feel it? Can you feel it?" And then fucking Drew Down did a version where he's like, "Do you feel me?" or whatever,
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's anybody who knows that one. And
I'll have
it's
to
funny
check it.
because Drew Down is very like some gangster pimp shit, and it's
Mhm.
very adult and grimy. And Fat Boys was kind of friendly and fun,
Yeah.
but he took that shit from the Fat Boy.
Yeah, no, they were
From
pitching like almost like a kids show with the Fat Boys and different
oh,
things. Like, yeah, they
people
were.
have no ideas how
Oh, yeah.
big the Fat Boys.
Oh, they were a big deal. And the funny thing is that's what I'm saying. I feel bad though now because I'm blanking on the guy's name. But one of them used to be he came to my acting class too. Like, so we had the same managers.
Wait, the light
So
skinned one?
I don't know. He was really
Because
big.
that's Prince Marky D.
No, it wasn't Marky. It was the other guy, the bigger one. Paul, is it Paul? No.
I can't. I don't know why I can't think of the other guy's fucking name.
Tell me in the comments, which is bad. I don't remember.
Okay,
But
so there was one who was
he used to fall asleep in class. He was big.
was
And
he
he
the okay? So there's one that was really fat.
yeah. I
So there
think
was
it
two
was
dark guys. One guy was really dark, and he was probably the slimmest of them.
right.
And then Marky D was kind of like, yeah, he was kind of fat, but the other guy was legitimate fat, and I can't remember that fucking name.
Is he saying Buffy? Is that right? Or is
I
that
for
no?
some reason I'm blanking
But
on this
any
fucking
IE
guy's
at
name.
the pod is saying Drew Down is dope
It's
AF.
true, but that's the pimp of the
Okay.
motherfucking year. Will you
Yeah.
feel me? Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
Okay. So listen,
Give it up, give it up, and give it to me. Anyway,
I want to show you what Cheaty thinks is going to happen this weekend. His record
Hello,
is currently
and welcome
17
to
and 5.
another edition of Cheaty's Choice Today. The Fistivities Bearded Dragon mascot will be choosing the UFC
oh, this is
285
big.
event between Jon Jones and Cyril Gane. Cheaty is a bearded dragon lizard. What we do is we take these names.
Does
we
Cheaty
ball
like the
them up,
Fat
and
Boy?
we put them in front
Definitely.
of some arugula. Now,
He's gonna
Cheaty's
be a
record
Fat
is
Boy.
currently 17 and 5. So let's put him down and see.
Oh God,
To the left.
that means it's gonna be
Where
Gane.
Cheaty usually does
That means it's
go to the
Gane.
right, ladies and gentlemen. He believes.
Oh my God,
Gane will get the win. We shall see. We shall see.
I'm putting money on Gane.
Bro, his record's 17 and 5.
I
Like,
know it's
I think
fucking
you
hacker.
should also put money on Gun.
I am
Gun
not
by decision is completely possible.
gone, baby, gone.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
gonna.
He just jabs and sticks and moves.
Listen.
And just maybe Jon Jones can't catch him at all. And Cyril pops in, pops out.
Listen,
Tag.
the way I look at this is if it stays standing, I mean, it's gone all the way to me. However, I think that if Jon Jones just don't get into his own ego and shit like that, and just try to hassle him and use his beautiful hasslings,
Which he should.
he could even potentially smoke Cyril. You know what I mean?
Good.
But so I think there's a path of the path of least resistance for Jon Jones, but I think he have a big ego, and I think that he's gonna want to show like shit. I beat anybody anywhere or whatever. But
Yeah, well, I agree. It's interesting. So at the beginning, before you got here, I was talking and I was saying that, no matter who the opponent was, they were going to really want to assert that, oh, no, bro, you've been gone a minute. Like new guys, new generation is here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So there's obviously a lot of motivation to win this fight. And I actually spoke to Cyril about this before it had been officially announced. And, we were talking about it and the highs and lows of, or the good and bad of being the one back, and all this. But I think this was before Francis was gone. So maybe, but anyway, at any rate, there's just so many unanswered questions about Jon right now that's the thing. We're just going on old information. And actually, speaking of old information, I want to show you some fun stuff. Like, look at this old footage of him working out while we talk. But I think what's so interesting is here, we'll show the old stuff, and then I have newer B-roll for him too. Oh no, this is the newer one. Okay, we'll see the newer one. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
This is the newer stuff. Obviously, yeah, he's so amazing. It's just he's gonna have how many more pounds on him? I'm just so curious. Can he do all that stuff with the extra weight still?
I have not a fucking clue. I really don't. But if anybody, listen, the guy is he's a super athlete. He's a special athlete, and I don't think he's doing this shit willy nilly. You know what I mean? I don't think he would even do this if he didn't think he could do great.
Right? Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and think like, oh, he's dumb. He's gonna get his ass kicked. I think, and he's also a big boy too. He's a big boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and the thing is that he and I shared it actually on my Insta, and it's on my YouTube here. If you're on my YouTube channel and you want to see a funny thing. So for those who don't know, so Jon Jones, his brothers are both Super Bowl winners. So that's the thing, is like you're saying about him being just athletically gifted, and like, of course he's going to do this. So look at this old footage. Look at our old logo and stuff from the old website I used to have and all that stuff.
No, yeah, MMA Leech, true.
Yeah, it's still there. All that stuff is still there, but it just hasn't had new stuff for a long time. But anyway, look at him with Izzy and stuff, but the wrestling coach. But yeah, he's obviously athletically gifted and could have probably done anything. Like I said, his brothers are Super Bowl winners. So
and not just that he's athletically gifted, he's also he's creatively gifted. And that's a thing that's not played up as much. Like for instance, like someone like Patches Mahomes, that kid is like, one of his greatest gifts is that he's able to think outside the box in a way that a lot of people are just not able to, and has the balls to try shit that it would be like, you're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of the great ones, he's able to do that. Like, just do shit that, well, you can't really train for. It's like, well, no one else does that, because he might have just made it up just now. You know what I mean? Like he's that's another thing that he have that nobody that makes him special. Aside from all the experience and technical acumen, he's also just a creative thinker. In there.
Well, I forget, was it Vitor where the shoulder strikes, or was it like a chael thing? I forget which one it was.
Can't remember.
But yes, to your point, his creativity, and I remember that was the first time I think a lot of people saw a shoulder strike. I wish I remember.
Or
which
how
one
about
it was. Maybe somebody in the comments remembers, but we were like, wait, what?
When they saw an effective shoulder strike, because people try that shit all the time. And then also, doing the spinning elbows and, just throwing stuffs in places where people wasn't taking advantage of certain shit, and he's like, why not? Let me do that. And that's why it was always fun to watch him, because certain shit that he did, I would always question myself, how come people don't try to do X, And then he would just do it and go, yeah, I figured, why not? Almost like, you remember when Trailblazer like knocked out Jacare from the bottom?
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, why not try that? You know what I mean? Like, nobody ever tries that, really,
Right.
And it was like, well, why not? And just, I love when people do shit like that. Like, it's just, say, hey, I think this can work, and they do it, and you're like, yeah, fuck, look, you have the courage to try something that's not the norm or whatever. I like it.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. There's that he has such confidence. And he just has a lot of belief in himself. And he's obviously well in control of his limbs, so he can pull all this stuff off. But I would say that so too is Cyril. Like, I would think you would say the same thing about him.
That's what I was just about to say, is that in the striking helm, he is so creative and so dynamic that I believe if he stays standing, Cyril will potentially knock him out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the sad part for a Cyril fan is that you gotta say if Ngannou could check his ass down, surely Jon Jones could check him down.
But that was a little while ago.
Yeah, a little while ago, but not that fucking long ago. You know what I mean? Like how I wonder. I feel like you could maybe make it so that Ngannou can't take you down again, but you know, this is a guy who was like an all-American Greco-Roman wrestler. You know, I don't know that you can if Juan was to force the issue with that stuff, that might make it very hard. But I think what Cyril have going for him is that Juan will probably, like I said, he have a big ego and he's probably gonna want to prove come on, let's strike. You know, I'm not afraid of you.
Yes, Cyril and Francis fought January of last year. So he's had a year to improve his takedown defense.
I know. I'm just saying.
But obviously, yeah, John's wrestling acumen is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a different level.
Here's the thing, though. Bone Thugs and Harmony episode. John isn't necessarily at light heavyweight anyway. Wasn't necessarily known for his power. And Cyril took a hit from Tai Tuivasa. Now, granted, it was the first time he had ever gotten knocked down, but that was the first time he'd ever gotten knocked down. And that was versus Tai, who we know as sledgehammers.
Absolutely.
So that's my question is John, maybe he's got a lot more power now that he's a heavyweight. Like my thinking and my gut is that Cyril can take a punch from John, but I don't know.
I think he can, of course. And that's why I'm not worried about him in the stand-up.
Yeah.
What I am worried about is if the going gets tough and João says, time to check you down. I don't think listen, for Cyril's sake, I want to see it stand up. I want to see. I love watching great stand up fighters.
Like a fight with like John versus Gus and stuff like.
It. Wait. Yeah, but I would rather see.
Or Reyes. Those were all good.
You know what I would like to see? You remember that fight between Adesanya and fucking Calvin Gastelum?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that was fucking so much fun. I mean, probably not a lot of fun for those guys, but for us, you know what I gotta say? The thought, like when you have food poisoning, you don't want to see people eating, or you don't want to think of the food you had or whatever. The thought of watching somebody get punched in the jaw right now while I'm dealing with this, it make me think. I don't know if I could watch that.
I bet you understand why people get knocked out from it now. You say
if someone hit me, this would be the perfect time to fuck me up. If someone was to, even the weakest person was to hit me in my fucking jaw, I'd probably fucking pass. I'd probably die. I'll have a heart attack.
Well, the ladies are going to be sad. They won't be seeing you for a little bit.
Well, they're not going to be. Can I tell you something? How am I supposed to French kiss?
I don't know, man.
Am I going to have to just turn the baby kiss? Like, God,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And then how you could forget about the other stuff because my jaw hurt from that anyway, Carl. If too long.
IE says you can't forget about John's kicking power. He's got long...
I understand that, but I'm just not worried. I don't think the stand-up is where Gane has anything to. I don't think that's his world. You know what I mean? It's in the in-between game that I'm worried for him, Well,
Dean D says that kind of slugfest isn't going to happen with John versus Gane. Kelvin versus Izzy was unreal, though. It was. Here's the thing, though. I agree with you that, like, if it gets to a point, John has the ability to make it a much dirtier fight, you know what I mean, than Cyril does and all. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I was just... I'm okay.
You know what I mean? John can make it gritty and dirty, and he can do all that nasty little stuff in the clinch and stomp your feet and shoulder strike and just get in there in the phone booth fight. Like he can get ugly in there.
It's the threat and the wearing out of Cyril in the like check down defense,
right?
That I think could be a problem.
Yeah, I
think that could be a problem. I'm not really too worried about the stuffs in the like clinch, the like that. It's more of the trying not to get taken down and then gassing because of that, or maybe getting checking down and then staying there and getting beat on and then just not having the gas. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
just kind of getting ground out. You know, like maybe losing a decision, kind of getting being fucking exhausted. You know,
Right.
I don't see him getting or maybe submitted too because
True.
João can catch you with some shit too in those
Oh, he
positions.
could
So
catch him with like a standing guillotine.
that's what I'm saying. So these are the problems I think that is facing Cyril. These are the unknowns as far as that. But in the striking, he is so high level. It's a beauty to watch him. I just
Oh, yes, it
absolutely
is.
I absolutely in a different way for me. But I really just love I love all that stuff. Anytime someone is just different, but also like Wonder Boy. Anytime somebody is pretty on the feet,
Right.
and Healy can hurt you though, not some pitter patter shit or whatever, but they can really hurt you and laser beam you and set you up in a sophisticated way, like easy or something. I
Yeah.
I just fucking love to watch that. You know.
Agreed. I agree. Agreed. And I don't want to just a little tangent. And I don't know if you saw this before you came on. People were saying Darren Till got cut.
I saw that too. That's a very sad. That was a sad piece of information I saw today. I had to just shake my head when I saw that.
Like, what's the point of cutting him? Even if he's hurt and he's like, bro, my knee's blown out and I can't fight for 2 years. Like, so what? Just keep his contract. Like, why would you? I don't get it. Like, so what if he isn't fighting right now? Like, it's not like you're paying him a monthly stipend. You know what I mean?
He
Like,
might have
I don't
he
get
might
it.
have he might have hugged people the wrong way. He might have asked instead of being put on the shelf, let me go. I don't know because I haven't talked to him.
Yeah,
But there's a host of reasons why this could have happened.
it's true.
And with
It's
him,
true.
I mean, he's a wild card. I
He
love
is a
the
wild
guy.
card.
I love that kid. Like I get along with him. He's funny to me, but admittedly, he's a handful. I mean, from him even, he understands that, and he's kind of I don't want to I don't want to use the word head case, but
Oh yeah, but he
he,
kind of is.
he-
He, like you said, he's kind of admitted to that. He's
he's
erratic.
a
He
wild
doesn't.
boy.
He's sometimes
Yeah,
sabotages himself. He's his own worst enemy at times.
yeah.
All of that. But I mean, look at, and yeah, he's the type that I don't think it's like, oh my god, if I'm not in the UFC, it's nothing. It's not like the end all be all for
No,
him. I'm just saying I'm sad because I like him,
it's
and
sad for us, and
yeah,
he's one of those what if stories because the challenge level of a guy like that is through the hoof. Is the sky's the limit.
yeah,
But part of the game is also the other stuffs. It's the
mhm,
mental. It's the discipline. It's all these different stuffs, which is why it makes it so hard for people to win and why it's so impressive when they
yeah,
can. Um, and it don't mean it's over for him. We feel like we've been around him for so long now. He's still a young man. You know what I
yeah.
mean? He's still a very young man who, even though he's had a couple knockout loss, it's not like he's all fucked up. You know what I mean? Like
No, he can
if
beat
if he got
full.
his shit together
Yep.
and maybe goes and does a stint somewhere else, gets hack up some wins.
He goes to. Oh, I see what you're saying. Go somewhere else. I was going to say he goes to Phuket, but you meant another organization,
I mean, another organization,
right?
get some wins, get some impressive wins somewhere, Bellator, PFL, whatever, PN90X, whatever, and then come back. Maybe he can train with Purple Aki or one of these somebody in Liverpool. He can train with the Queen of Scots in Liverpool or whatever.
Yeah, well,
Um,
Nuru saying he needs to stop drinking. I don't know what it is, but
this could be the case too. He have some demon. This is a kid with
yeah,
some demon, and look at your boy Jon Jones. This is a Jon Jones centric show right
for
now,
sure. And
and
he's got demons.
you want to talk about demon? This
Exactly.
fucking kid. But here's the difference: is this kid have all that shit and worse, but still wins belts. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If
That's why
it,
he's so amazing
and
because
that's the
he's
same thing.
doing it
Yeah,
halfway without even training.
yeah. So this is the problem for Darren is he's had some missteps and stuffs in the ring too,
Mhm.
which you can't do both. You can fuck up and win, but you can't, or you can lose. Well, no. and
but
not
be
fuck
amazing.
up.
Well, but
Yeah,
be
whatever.
amazing guy that everybody loves and you
Yeah, but you can't do both. You
stay for
can't be
good favor.
fucking up and not winning. You know what I mean? So and also he's had some tough breaks with
So
the
many
injuries.
it sucks.
It's just one of those stuffs. It happens, you know.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to say it's not wasted potential. It's unlived up to potential, right? It's like
Yeah, and again,
potential unfulfilled, and you feel like we all feel like, but there's so much more, you know, like.
and there is, and you know
Yeah.
what? I'm still one of his biggest fans,
For
you know,
sure.
and
I'm a fan.
I'm always gonna hoot for him. And
100%.
I'll tell you, I sent him a number of fucking messages and had back and forth about some of these fucking issues.
Yeah.
And he's receptive to listening. He's not like he's respectful to me when I've talked to him I've had him watch like certain documentaries about like
Yeah.
certain I had him watch a documentary about this basketball player that was ranked ahead of LeBron. This was an even better player than LeBron, okay? And he was a kid from like Brooklyn or something like that. And this kid was so full of himself that he made all the mistakes in the world and ended up he ended up fucking up everything, and to the point where he was then went into a depression and just became a fat, like an out of shape drunk. And he used to dominate LeBron in like AAU shit. And it was a devastating, I forgot the name of the fucking kid, but it was a devastating thing. And I remember I was like, I sent him the link for that. I was like,
Yeah,
you know
bro.
what? I was like, watch this fucking thing. And he to his credit, a couple days later, he was like, I watched it, you know, and he was like, thank you for looking out, you know. And so he's aware. He's very much
Yes,
aware of these stuffs.
He's
And
very open and honest about that
yeah,
stuff.
so it's just a question. It remains to be seen. The end of this story remains to be. He could end up being a tragic story, or he might end up being an inspirational story. We don't know.
Yeah, it's like Ricky Hatton type thing where he kind of got.
Listen, I've
You
had
know,
people in my life I'm very close to where in this situation it's up to them, you know. And sometimes
it
they
is.
go down, sometimes they stay up. And he'll be the one to decide that, you know.
I hope the best for him.
Me
Okay.
too. Me too.
Hello,
She
and welcome
has
to
his
another
take
edition
on
of
the
Chidi's
co-main
Choice.
event.
Today, the Fistivities bearded dragon mascot is choosing the UFC 285 co-main
Oh,
event between
God, are
champ
you?
Valentina Shevchenko and the challenger Alexa
Why can't they
Grasso.
just
What we do
just
is we
like
take
love
these
each other? Why
names,
can't they just
put
fight
them
over
down
your
in
Uncle
front of some
Hanachi?
arugula.
In Jello.
We randomize these. Now,
Yeah,
Chidi's
or
record is
hot
currently
oil.
17-5. He had picked Ryan
Or
Spann.
mud,
Of course, we
huh?
know that fight didn't happen. So, okay, so we put the names down, and here we go. Okay. Chidi has gone to the right.
Uh-oh.
Chidi believes
Uh-oh.
Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, I was.
will
That's what I was
retain her
afraid of.
title at UFC 285.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
We shall
Like,
see. We shall see.
Why can't my little cutie pie win that one?
I know Alexa's adorable, but Valentina is the mother cracking queen.
No,
Like,
she's.
the queen. She's the queen. Come on.
She's had a lot of success. I would like that little one to win because then after I'm gonna give her a little kiss there on the lips
You
for her,
Stay
and
away
she's
from
gonna
Alexa.
get like blush or whatever, and then hug me, and she's gonna go like this. She's gonna go, Renato Laranja, I love you, for her.
Stay away from her.
I go, "Ooh! Ooh!" I can't do the Stallone mouth
With your
because
jaw.
there's no way. I go,
Please leave her.
"Ooh! Ooh!"
She's too sweet. Leave her alone.
She's very sweet, and I'm South.
And she's
I'm
a little
sour.
badass. So
I know,
look at-
caralho.
she's got great boxing. A lot of people believe she's got the best boxing in the division.
No, I'll give her.
You know,
She's-
the thing that's
she have a
tricky,
great
right?
box. She's also have a very cute face. I like the kiss. I want to give
Oh,
her
are
a
you
kiss
kidding
onto
me?
the
She's
cheek.
adorable. She's
I'm gonna go like this. You're gonna just you get over here, you.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
But the
But
thing
nothing.
that's interesting, a lot of people think, okay, Tyler Santos gave Valentina a great fight, and it was very close. And some people are like, hey, I don't know what happened. So anyway, some people are like, hey, okay, and it is true. The gap is closing between Valentina and some
Oh,
of
the
these other
gap.
people. But
Yeah.
the thing is
Hmm.
that Valentina is always leveling up. And so it's not as if this is a
Listen.
complacent woman. This is not a kick back and rest on my
No.
laurels person. This is the most competitive, the most forward moving, self-propelled, like the most inspired, driven person I've ever, like, she's
Listen,
top 5 of most driven
of
people I've
course.
ever met in my
Listen,
life.
I got nothing against Valentina. I can't even think of a time I've ever hooted against her. I'm always hooting for her. But I like Grasso, true. And the thing is, like,
Good.
sometimes I like to be like, I don't know, democratic about how, like, okay, who's over there? God, are you?
The kiddo. I don't know.
What's
She's
his?
hungry.
Who is he? Who is
It's not
that?
he. The kiddo. She's looking for something in the fridge. But yeah, no.
Say
Well, the
something.
question.
Say something so we know that you're not.
Say something, kiddo. They want you to say something. Did you hear that?
That's a man.
No.
He went like this. He went like this. Oh, hi.
Wow. 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 No, whatever. It's not a man. I believe that wish.
It's like a Jack Tripper. He's over there like trying to fool me. I'm
He's
Mr.
Jack Tripper.
Furley.
It's
Now,
Jack. I
okay.
mean, I
So
love my
listen.
kid. It's not that that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Um,
Oh,
um,
okay. Wait. Where was I? Oh,
no,
but
no, but what
sometimes
I was
I
gonna say
like.
about Grasso
Yeah.
though is that it just might be too soon for her. Like she's got time. She
Yeah.
hasn't. She
Of
moved up
course.
to the division a while ago, but like she still has, I think, more time. Look at anything can happen, and she could catch her with something. I don't
Listen.
know.
On paper, it looked like she's gonna get a fucking ass kicked. To be honest. Okay. But that's why when you see her, she's so cute and stuff. And like for some reason, like you don't worry about Shevchenko because she looked like she'll fuck anybody up. Like she looked like she'll always take care of herself. I know it's just a
It's like
cliche,
turkey
but you look
snacking.
at Alexa and you go, "Don't hit that one for her. She's
Okay,
true."
but that's just saying, like everything, let's look after the cute one. F the one who looks like she can
The
take care of
but
herself.
the
Like
other
that,
one
those
is
kind of
cute
women need love
too.
too, Renato.
No, no, no.
Women who can take care of themselves
Listen,
need love too.
hold on. I will give her love. Don't worry about that. Okay. I just think that we've seen her. She's almost unbeatable. Okay. Now Grasso, you just are like, well, it would be a shame to just see her get a fucking ass kicked for her. And speaking of such a stuffs, okay, I heard of a fight that I don't, for the life of me, I can't imagine why they're doing this. Did you hear about who Patty Pimblich is fighting?
No.
They putting him in
Er,
there against Drew Dober.
no. Really?
Now,
That's a bad
what
idea.
a way to slaughter your fucking cash cow, porra.
Like good for Drew getting the payday, but that's a bad idea.
When I saw that, I was like, I felt like about Patty the way I feel about Grasso. I was like, don't hurt that little Patty Pimblich. I'm like, how dare you guys put
Drew,
him in there with Drew Dober? Not a good, smart move. If Patty
uh,
Pimblich could beat Drew Dober, first of all, I'd be shocked. And then second of all, I'd be like, oh, this fucking kid is the heel deal. Because I think he's the heel deal. I just think he's
oh, I
way in
love
the
him.
early.
Big
I
fan.
think
Just
he's
not ready yet.
way in the early
Way too
stages.
soon for Drew.
And I think Drew Dober is a terrible fucking fight for him. But
Well, this person saying it isn't confirmed.
oh, I thought. Oh, my bad. Oh, my
Uh,
bad. I'm sorry. Why did I kept seeing that?
I don't know. That's new to me. I don't know.
Okay, my bad, my bad. I maybe I had bad information, but I thought that was a done fucking deal.
Gotcha. No, people are saying Patty's injured. I hadn't heard that. I hadn't been.
Oh, got it.
I
Okay.
hadn't heard that
You
one.
know
But
what?
yeah, no.
To be honest, I'm glad that's not gonna happen
Yeah,
because,
me too.
and I like
I
Dober, but
really.
I don't. Even though Dober would get a lot of money from that fight, that's not propelling him towards like that's not. He need to go beat someone who's like
Higher
really up
rank.
there.
You know.
You know what I
Yeah, for
mean?
sure. Yeah. No,
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I say don't fuck up these kids when they let's slow play that one. Like it's fun to watch him. Don't kill the golden goose.
Agreed.
Let
Agreed. Yeah.
them get better.
Agreed. But yeah, so Alexa, look at Alexa. Definitely look at. She's a scrappy girl. And she's got that Mexican fighting spirit. So, look at.
What do you mean
And
by that?
I mean, they've got the warrior in them. The guerrera.
Oh,
She's got it.
Mexicans only can fight and
No, but
they
very,
can't do art and
very
mathematics.
famous about the Mexican fighting spirit. Very well known.
I think
Very well documented in the world of
no.
boxing. Very prideful thing for Mexican born
Oh, you're
fighters.
using the word documented. Documented. That's interesting choice because so many is
I
undocumented,
don't need
huh?
no stinking peppers.
Yeah, so many is undocumented. Wow.
Oh, wow. That's funny. That's funny.
Wow, Karyn Bryant.
Nice try at gotcha journalism.
Karyn Bryant,
You didn't get me.
disappointing.
No, that'll be good. Hey, listen, so Renato, that is kind of what we had for the bones and stuff part of this. Why do you laugh? Are you okay? Are you laughing or coughing or dying? What's happening?
Both. Wait, so okay, that's all we
Wait, and
have
I'm
for the
looking,
bones.
the number says there's one person watching.
That can't be.
I know, that's so weird.
Hold on.
That's weird that the numbers. I'm like, oh, clearly it's more than that. That's weird. Okay, that's weird. That's sad. That's weird.
No, that look.
I know.
What are
I'm
you
kidding,
talking
obviously, but it does. It says one. It's probably because it's 1,000,000 and it just can't count that high.
about? And then someone says 69, but that seemed very low to me too. Like 69. That's the kind of numbers we getting.
Anyway,
I mean, I usually love the number 69, but not when it comes to this shit.
I know. Okay. Hey, by the way, that brings up a good point. You know, if you guys are watching this, wherever you are, and like subscribe. If you're watching it on Renato's Twitch, subscribe to that. If you're over on my Twitter and you just happen by this, hit follow. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that sub button. This is episode 72. We have a well, I mean, most of the time, I would say 9 times out of 10, we have a guest, a fighter with us. But tonight we had some things to do, and we knew you were kind of hurt, and it wasn't really the thing where we wanted to risk, like having somebody on if all of a sudden you were like, bro, I got to bounce. So,
well, let me tell you something true. Like, most of the people that I know personally watch afterward, like they watch after, not live. I'm just saying. I mean,
sure.
To be honest,
not everybody can watch live. I hear what you're saying.
I had no clue whether there's 1 or 10,000 people, because to be honest, I never even thought about it till just now. How many people is on at the time? No, I'm saying while we.
Oh, I hear you. I know.
Because I have no way of seeing that, so I never even. I always assume the best for her.
For sure. Hey, well, anyway, is there anything anybody else wanted to say about the laughing that you choked, brain out 10, that you choked on your own laughter? But
it can happen. That's how I'll probably end up dying, choking on my laughing at one of my own jokes.
Yeah. But no, I was going to say if there was anything anybody wanted to get to.
Does anybody want to donate any money to help the United Negro fucking broken jaw fund?
Hey, this I don't know. Mixed martial mixed arts rather. Was Jake Paul supposed to double Fury's fight purse? That I don't know. So I didn't get to see that. Speaking of not seeing it live, I didn't get to see it live, and so I didn't get to see the fight. I don't know how people feel about that one.
So for me, first of all, I watched the fight. Okay, I may or may not have watched it. By any means necessary.
The fella's stream.
Listen, I use the same thing those witches use in Clash of the Titan. They're like, "Oh, can't argue." But I watched that shit, and let me tell you. First of all, anybody who says that they think Jake won, because there's a few people who is like, "No, he won." No, he did not. Okay. First of all, second of all. But I will say this:
how many rounds was it?
8 rounds, and they win all 8 rounds. I will say this: just like every time I watch that kid fight, even though I'm never rooting for him, he looked like a fucking heel boxer.
Okay.
And he was in there with a kid, Granch. This kid's not a seasoned fucking professional. He's new in his career too. But Jake Paul looked like a fucking boxer. I've seen worse in like Friday night fights or whatever, over the years. This kid could have a boxing career like a normal fucking boxer if that's what he wants to do for the rest of his life. He can box. He's not special or something, but he could have a professional career, and it do seem like he keep getting better. So for as much as I'm not really like that a big fan or whatever, I was impressed. Once again.
Well, he and his brother Logan are clearly talented and athletically
very
able-bodied. You know what I mean?
Have balls. have
It's just a
balls,
question of,
true.
like you said, if they commit to it seriously, and yeah, obviously it would make sense that he would keep getting better. Like I said,
Yeah,
I
so
didn't get to see it, so I don't
yeah.
know, uh, but he lost apparently.
He
So
lost, but it was a close fight, and he even knocked down
oh
fucking
yeah,
Chami. Um, but he wasn't as active, and he definitely lost on points. But he looked. I thought he was gonna get, if it wasn't a fix, I thought he was gonna get wiped the fuck out. So I was impressed. He also put danger. There was danger lurking. Like Chami couldn't just goof around. There was danger lurking for him. If he didn't play it, he had to be on his P's and Q's not to get knocked out by Jack Paul. And you can believe that.
well, Dean is saying it looked like amateur boxing, like two early pros kind of going at it.
But here my point is this. It looked like pros. It didn't
Right.
look like a fucking goofball. It didn't look like celebrity
Right. It looked better than quote unquote
celebrity
celebrity
bum fights.
powder puff boxing or whatever, right? Where they're not really
It looked like a man who's not a high fucking level boxer, not a guy, but he looked like a professional boxer who's early in his career,
right.
okay? But a professional nonetheless.
Cool. That's cool.
He did not look like he can't throw a punch. He didn't look like he can't move. Yes, he makes some mistakes here and there in terms of like his footwork or his kind of overextending or loading up too much on some
Mhm.
punches and stuff like that. Sure. But as a professional, he's very new to this shit. So
Right.
for the amount of time he's put into this, I have to say, even though I'm not a fucking fan, I do not root for him. I have to give him his credit. I'm impressed. I'm
Okay.
impressed with for how long he's been doing this.
Cool.
And you can triple, quadruple, whatever the amount of time that Tommy Fury have been around boxing and training boxing, and it took everything he had to beat this kid.
Right. Ender Band saying Jake has no defensive
I,
footwork, just moving in straight lines. Yeah.
okay, fair enough. But at the same time, I've seen a lot of professional boxers who ain't shit. You know what I mean? So
Right.
he's better than some bums I seen out there,
Sure.
professionals. So and what it takes to get in there and fight 8 rounds with a professional boxer. Listen,
I'm not
I'm
doing
not
it. What's
doing
going
that.
on here?
You don't
That's what
see
I'm
me
saying.
in.
I'm not doing it. What's
Well,
going
you don't
on?
see me in there doing that. So if I'm not in there doing that, I gotta say to the kid, "Hey, hats off to you."
You can
Fuck,
barely take a check from a dude under the
Oh
friggin'
God, are you?
in the paint.
Listen, my fucking mouth was open. Anybody would get hurt from that one. Oh God, are you?
Okay.
That's chin music. I took it, and I took it like a man, poor huh?
Okay, so hey, I think we've maybe wrapped up the bones part of the Thugs and Harmony
I'll half
show.
up my bone for you to play. You can play harmonica on that one.
But the thugs part, so like
Oh,
I had said before you got here, but when I asked my kid, I said, "Hey, who's your favorite villain?" And I said, "Who's your favorite, movie villain?" But then, she came up with a TV one, and she said Walter White from
how you
Breaking
gonna
Bad.
make Walter White a villain? He's
And
a
that's
he's
what I
a
was like, what are I don't know. And we're like, well, is he a villain or he's one of those villains that you root for, kind of like how my favorite show ever was The Shield. And Vic Mackey was just like that, right? So same thing, like
Mm,
a bad cop, an a-hole cop, but sometimes he did good stuff and you were still rooting for him and you knew he was bad, but the way the show was written and the way it was just done and the way it was
yeah,
performed, like you couldn't help but root for the guy. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
so Walter is like that. Like, is he a villain? I don't know. But anyway, the one that I had used in the graphic for our show, Darth Vader, Shigur from No Country for Old Men.
What's his name? I never knew his fucking
It's
name.
like, isn't it Anton Shigur? I think it's
I'm
Anton
not sure. It's
Shigur.
like I never even thought of him having a name. I just
No,
know
I
his
know it's
look
weird, but it's
and that
spelled like
fucking haircut.
Cigur, like Shigur
Oh, he's a
or
creepy
something like
fucking
that.
villain.
Oh, I
He
know,
is
but
a creepy, creepy villain for her.
yeah, and then it was what is it? Denzel in Training Day.
Now that's a charming villain. That's a dynamic, charming villain.
He is so good in that movie.
It's a lot of fun. I remember seeing that the first time. I was like, wow, that this is it's Yeah, he probably had the most fun doing that shit of anything.
I would think so. It's such a good movie. With Ethan Hawke is great in it too. Like Training Day is fantastic, by the way. If
Yes, it's a
anybody's
good
never
one.
seen it, what are you waiting for? But yeah,
Yeah.
it was like peak Denzel. Like he's just already like he had already won an Oscar or something, right? Hadn't he? Or no, he won it for Training Day. He won it for Training Day.
Yeah.
But so he
He
was
should have won
obviously
an Oscar. He should have won for Malcolm X.
and for like
Um,
Glory and stuff like that,
yeah,
right?
I
Well, yeah,
think
Malcolm X
maybe
was good. I
I
think he
think
won for supporting for Glory or something,
he
or he was
might
nominated.
have. If not, he was nominated for sure.
Right,
For Glory.
right.
Great fucking movie.
So yeah, Anton Chigurh is the name of the character in No Country for Old Men. It's Chigurh, Chigurh. That's like how they spell it on the for the
Okay.
movie. But my friend Garrett was actually in that movie. He plays Tommy
Oh
Lee Jones's partner in it. Garrett Dillahunt.
shit!
He's
I have
he's
to check his partner in that because I can't visualize who's the partner.
Garrett's a guy you've seen everywhere. He was also on. He also played. What's his name on Fear the Walking Dead with the hat, the black hat. The
I know.
anyway,
I didn't
I know that
watch.
Garrett.
I
I
only
know
watched
that.
one season of that.
His name. Anyway, sorry, but that's Garrett. He plays Tommy Lee Jones's partner in that. His name is yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
um,
I just watched on a tangent for a second. I just watched a movie that had a very young fucking Tommy Lee Jones, and I thought of you because you would
okay,
like this version of him
okay.
because he was like a heel tough guy.
What was it? I
Um,
might have seen it already.
it's a movie called Howling Thunder, okay, and it was hidden by the same guy who did Taxi Driver. I think it came out in like 1978,
Okay.
and it's the lead guy is William Devane. Do you remember that
Oh,
guy?
of course.
Yeah. So he plays a
He
guy
always looked
who's
like an eagle to me. Like I
it.
feel
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly. It's that fucking nose and his
he
mouth,
looks like an
because his
eagle.
mouth go like,
He looks
yeah.
like an eagle.
Okay, so he's a guy who was in a fucking. He was a pilot in Vietnam, and he
Okay.
gets shot down, and he end up in a prison of war for 7 years in a prison camp. Okay, so
John
then
Rambo. Oh, sorry.
so well basically, and it was before Hambo. Okay, so it was him and his. Wow. I'm glad you think our veterans coming home and being mistreated when all they
Hambo,
were.
Hambo, Hambo, Hambo. Oh no, it's not Hambo. It's
You know, I'm glad you think it's funny that our veterans come home and can't find work and is treated just want something to eat. Oh, something to eat. And this big shit, king shit cup. Well, huh? Um,
funny.
so in any
Hambo.
case,
Funny.
they come back to a big hero's welcome or whatever, and what's his name was in the same prison camp, fucking Charmy Lee Jones. And
Oh,
that's his
nice.
that's his
This
homeboy.
is Tommy Lee
And
Jones. This
we're
just
talking
keeps getting
about
better and better.
78 Charmy Lee Jones, okay?
This
And
just keeps getting better and
and he's
better.
like the strong silent type, okay?
Yes.
So then this fucking guy come back home, but it's more about William Devane, okay? So he come back, and this poor fucking guy, like, even though he's getting a hero's welcome, his wife have fallen in love with this state trooper guy, and the guy's like, and his son is like, was a baby when he left. Now his son is like 7 or whatever, don't know him, and it's kind of giving him the cold shoulder, like,
Mhm.
I don't know you kind of thing. And he's trying to put his life back together, and then his wife wanted divorce because she's in love with this other guy. So this poor fucking guy is like can't get a break, you know.
Yep.
Then he get from this department store as a gesture. They gave him a collection of silver dollars, okay, for every day that he's been gone. Like it was like 2,000 something something day, whatever,
Okay.
and it's worth 2,000 whatever $500, whatever that is in 1978 or 77, whatever.
Right.
So then these scumbags, he come home one day, these scumbags, because that was on the news, they come in. And this is in Texas, some shitty little town in Texas or whatever. No, it was in San Antonio, sorry. Not a shitty little
That's
town, just a
fine.
smaller,
I'm glad.
whatever. Well, never mind. This is about William Devane and our veterans coming home or whatever. Caralho. Okay? So now these guys ambush him, okay, porra? and he's chopped. He won't chalk. You know, they want to know where's the stuff, and he's been through the fucking, you know, the torture and stuff. So he's like, he ain't gonna tell them shit. They're beating the shit out of him. So then they finally go, okay, we'll make you chalk, and they put his fucking hand down the garbage disposal, and they grind his fucking hand off. Okay, and then his wife and kid come home from like his baseball practice, and they go, no, don't hurt him. We'll give you the fucking shit. They gave him the stuffs, and then the kid, they shoot him. They shoot the little kid and shoot the mommy. Okay, and they leave.
No.
These scumbags. Okay, and then this guy, he covers. Okay, he's not dead. They thought he was dead. He covers, and then he have like a hook on his hand, and he's just like Handball. At one point, he's like sharpening the hook to make it sharp or whatever. Anyway, it sounds like what is it? Whatever is the screenplay is by the same guy who wrote Taxi Driver. You know, Paul Schrader.
Of course.
He wrote the script for this. Okay, and so then when he's trying to get revenge, it become like a revenge movie, you know. And then he gets his boy Tommy Lee Jones, who's also having trouble to adjusting, you know. And
Of course.
he's like, I found them fucking guys, and he's like, let me get my gear or whatever. And they go and they heap havoc on. They have to find these guys in Mexico, and they heap havoc on these fucking guys. Yeah, and it's good stuff. It's a good 70s revenge, as Queen Tarantino calls it, a revenge-o-matic.
Got it. Got it. Will you just put the bag over it, kiddo? Thank you.
The bag.
I'm sorry. It started to rain again, and I have some golf clubs on my balcony. Is it? It's raining, right? And
it's raining. Yeah, I can feel I can hear.
To cover them, and so.
Are you sure that's not for your hoof because you have a shanty? You live in a shanty town.
I don't live in a shanty.
So she's like, you have her up there putting a plastic bags on there with chain.
There's a. I'll do it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I need to use the ladies.
Go ahead, do that.
You
can use the ladies' room. I'll talk to
you. Entertain. I'll do it because I know this is ridiculous, but I gotta cover these golf clubs, and I'll be right back.
Sure, you gotta cover the golf club.
I'll be right back. Sorry, kiddo. I'll get it. I just wasn't sure if it was raining or not. I have a dry bag in here, and then I got. Thank you, though. Kiddo.
Okay, what's going on, Porha?
Sorry. Thanks.
Yeah, I concur with all the stuff you guys are saying about fucking about Kevin Space and all that stuff, and fucking Senna.
Probably should just bring him in, but it's so right.
You have a club of you, yeah, to cover the. Well, I have a 9 wood. Wait, Chuck Josh, how are things? I'm okay. I mean, to be honest, there's no fucking way I can't do any frantic impressions right now. But you know what? Okay, so somebody said Brian Fuck Chan said coolest villain Woody Harrelson in Natural Born Killer. In a way, I don't even look at that character as a villain, though. You know what I mean? It's almost like he's just a product. Like he's a product of the environment, because it's like we're following his journey and with what's her name. But yeah, my jaw is too fucked up to do Wahlberg right now. Yeah, no, I because as soon as I start getting crazy, Hannibal Lecter is great, but he's one of those villains that you love. Like, it's like, tell the truth. He watched that again for the 9,000th time the other day. It was on cable. Tell the truth. When he's like fucking up those guards and stuff, are you not hooting for him to make it out? Like when they're trying to catch him in the elevator and all that shit? Like, you want him to get away, don't you? I don't know. You know, like, I don't know why, but I want him to get away for some reason. I don't want Buffalo Bill to get away. But Hannibal, I'm okay with Hannibal getting away. What else we got here, Porha? Talk to me. Talk to me, martial arts community. Oh, yeah, that fucking shit. But that's not in the first one, yeah. But that's nasty. I'm talking about Hannibal from the first movie. You're smoking weed before. You're smoking weed because of Joe Hogan. I like the guy in Oh Boy. Oh yeah, not bad. Oh, Scarface not a villain. He's the hero of that shit, boy. Villain? God, are you? Just because he says say goodnight to the bad guy. I look at a lot of the other people as the villain in that one. Oh, you saw Jon Jones in a hot tub? Oh, caralho. Anybody here ever dislocated their jaw? I might as well get some free advice here. Anybody? Nicholson, but you know what? A lot of people is mentioning people that is also like the victims in these movies. Like Jack Nicholson, even though he's go crazy at the end, he's your boy up until like the last like quarter of the movie.
Which villain are you talking about?
Well, a couple people have mentioned people that is like have done villainous shit in the movie, but like for instance, what's his name? Torrance, Jack Torrance in fucking in The Shining. He's Nicholson.
Yeah.
He's basically the hero until he goes crazy. You know what I mean? But
Right.
like I don't know. Do you consider him the villain of that movie? I feel like the hotel is the fucking villain. You know?
Yeah, I think the hotel is the villain. I mean, he
Yeah.
becomes it with the whole here's Johnny and all that stuff. Obviously, he's the one who goes kind of on the rampage. But yeah, I think the mysterious force of the hotel is the bad guy, right? Quote unquote bad guy or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Although Jack's the one that's going around. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
You remember how scary it is when she looks at his hidings? She looks at the
Yeah.
typewriter, and it's
Yeah.
just
And it's
nothing
just,
but the same shit over and over
yep.
again.
Yep.
Oh, that's a scary fucking movie, boy.
Do you want to know something cool? A
What?
little side note. But you know the scene where the kids are barreling down the hall and they're like red rum, and they're on the little
You mean the one kid? You mean
yeah,
yeah.
right. And then there's the twins down at the end of the hall and stuff like
When
that.
it goes,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So the scene where they're following the kid on the big wheel
On the carpet, yeah.
Right. So that was the first time a Steadicam had been used.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually I've interviewed the inventor of the Steadicam. His name is Garrett. Garrett, I'm blanking on his last name. It's another Garrett though. That's funny. Garrett Brown, maybe Garrett Brown. That sounds about right.
I wouldn't know.
At any rate, because I have a friend named Sandy who is a Steadicam operator in New York. We went to school together and all this stuff. He's a great guy and he shoots a lot of cool stuff in New York. Yeah, that this is the first time a Steadicam was used. And for people who don't know, Steadicam is that thing that you see all the time now where the guy's kind of got this harness on him and he's got a camera and it stays literally steady, ergo the name. While you're running and everything, it stays static. Your whole body could be moving around like crazy or whatever, like this behind it, and the camera stays static. So that was like he invented it for that movie, which is really cool.
Yeah, and of course, it's no coincidence that it was Kubrick movie because that guy was always like, on the forefront,
Right. So Garrett ended up winning an honorary Oscar for inventing it. Or not an honorary. He won an Oscar, like a technical Oscar or whatever, for inventing the Steadicam.
Hey, look, that's he did a great fucking job because that's one of the scariest to this day. Because I get scared by stuff like that that's moody. I don't really care about gore, like people just getting chopped up. That doesn't really scare me so much. But it's the mood that scares me when the shit is moody.
Very moody, creepy.
I love Frank White.
Frank White from King of New York. So is that Christopher Walken?
It's funny because yes, that's Christopher Walken. A dime bag gets sold in the park. I want in. I love that fucking movie. Oh, but who's who's the villain of that fucking movie? Because I look at him as the hero of that movie. To me, the villain in that movie is Lawrence Fishburne. Is off the charts in that. Lawrence Fishburne is incredible in that fucking. He played a piece of shit.
Gang deal?
Huh?
Is he?
He's a gangster. He's like
gangster, right? Yeah.
He's like the right hand man to Frank White, and he's the guy who does all the dirty work. And he's a heel. He's a piece of shit. Like he's a bad person.
Right.
But like Frank White is much more sympathetic, I think, because you're following his life. That's the thing about this. I was thinking in terms of hateable villain, like villain. I wasn't even thinking. A lot of people is naming people who is very likable, who you hooting for almost.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like Walter White, for example. I'm obviously 100% rooting for him, but technically, he's not a good guy selling drugs. When I was thinking about this,
I was just thinking about, okay, who is like the most hated villain, like the most, like
Sure,
for
Darth
instance, who I
Vader.
was thinking about?
Hmm.
Like, because Darth Vader's fun or whatever, like people that, when you, even if you was to see the actor, you're like, oh, I'm gonna give you one because you such a, because they do so good that you hate the person,
Right.
like, the warden in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
I
that
mean, how much do you want to kick that guy's teeth in? You
I'll
know what I
see
mean?
that, and I'll raise you one better. The a-hole in the Green Mile that
Okay,
wants
so so
to
I seen that movie once. I seen Shawshank Redemption like a million fucking times.
for
So
sure.
I
And
can't even remember.
well, for those who know, the Green Mile, there's one warden guy who is a total psychopath,
Which
and
actor plays the guy so I can
I
refresh
forget
my
his
memory?
name. He's a
Oh,
squirrely little guy. I got to look it up. He on purpose does a dry electrocution so that it doesn't work and let that guy's like cooks and it smells
oof.
horrible. And he's a total psycho who likes to see people suffering. And he's, you like you're praying for him to get his comeuppance. Like you can't
You
take
know
it
why I think I
while you're
didn't?
watching it. You cannot stand it until this effing guy, like F this guy.
I think the reason why I didn't warmed up to that movie is I
It's
loved
such a good
Shawshank so
movie.
much. That I felt like I was like, what are they trying to like? It
Dude,
felt like it
Green
was.
Mile's good.
I know it's good, but I was like, what are they trying to like? Hey, Shawshank was so great. Let's do it. Like, let's.
No,
It felt
because
like
it's
they
a
was
Stephen
going
King
back to the
story
well.
that wait, Stephen King also wrote Shawshank, didn't he?
I understand. Yeah,
So
he
that's what I'm
did. He
saying.
did.
So it's
Yeah,
fruit of the same tree. So it
I
doesn't make it
know. I know.
any. Is it this guy? I think it's this random guy, Doug. Uh, yeah, he's just a random guy.
Doug. He doesn't
I
sound
know
very
it's not
scary,
like some
Doug.
guy that you'll
Hunter.
anyway. It's not like some name you know. It's just like this guy, but
There's
he's
another
really
guy
cool.
in another kind of drama that's not even like a
Yeah, the
scary
guy's name
movie or
is Doug
nothing.
Hutchison, like
I don't know the man.
Percy
Could I see
Wetmore's
him? Could you
character.
show me that one?
Yeah. Um, hold on, let me look.
Because I just really can't even think of that. Like,
Yeah, hold on. Now that I remember the name, um, yeah, Percy Wetmore Green Mile. Yeah,
I remember that was the first time I think I saw Sam Hockwell in anything.
this guy. Do you remember this guy?
Oh, that fucking guy.
Right.
He's
Yes.
that guy is always that kind of person in every fucking movie
Right.
too.
Because he's
They
got
always
something
have
about
him.
his face. He's got like
They
an a-hole face.
he have a sourpuss.
Right.
Yeah. Um,
His mouth is always turned
he
down.
has he has the same hateability as like what's that Joffrey or Joffrey or whatever from like Game of Thrones. Like where you would
I
just
don't
want to punch his fucking face. Oh, okay. Who's another? Anyway, he just have a hateable look even
This
before
guy's
he
got a
says anything.
punchable face, like how
Yeah,
people say Colin Jost or whatever has a punchable face.
yeah. I
From
don't. I know people say that I don't feel that about him, but I know people say that.
I think so.
What's his the fuck I was gonna say? Oh, another villain, a person, but maybe our fans. I don't know if they've seen this movie. I know you have to have seen this. Yeah, you've seen The Verdict, yeah?
Hmm.
Paul Newman,
Hmm.
the judge in that. I wanna I
Very
wanna
happy.
strangle this fucking guy. He's at every point he's trying to fucking
Uh-huh.
undermine Paul Newman the entire fucking movie, and he's such a fucking piece of shit. And if anybody ever seen The Verdict, which probably not too many people in here have seen,
Right.
but oh my, if you like courtroom dramas,
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah,
or those kind of things,
I do.
it's probably the best I've ever seen. I mean, it's great.
Well, speaking of court, I would see that on because we're watching Better Call Saul now.
Mm.
His brother Chuck is a plus a hole on that show, and
Oh, you
his
mean
brother who undermines him at every turn and at every possible
you mean
opportunity.
the one who have like agoraphobia or whatever?
Yeah, the like electric. He's afraid of electricity and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
guy's an
yeah.
a hole. That
Yeah.
guy's an a
And
hole.
he's usually a nice guy. He's usually very funny
Oh,
and
that
shit.
actor Michael McKean
Yeah.
in Spinal Tap. I told her like she hasn't seen Spinal Tap yet, and I was like, okay, we got to watch
Your
Spinal
daughter
Tap.
haven't seen Spinal Tap?
Not yet,
Oh,
not
you
yet.
gotta get on
It's the
that.
greatest. I know. I own
Wait,
it. She just hasn't watched it yet.
have she not seen Best in Show?
She's seen Best in Show.
Okay, because
She's seen Best in Show.
that might be my favorite of his. I mean, he is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Jay Crockett agrees with you. The guy that plays Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Like I said, I don't watch that, so
Man,
I don't
you want to?
know.
Well, just trust us. This fucking kid from Jump. You want to kick this kid in the sternum. You want to kick him to death.
Klaus Barbie in Resistance or whatever.
Shit, I didn't saw that one.
Klaus Barbie, but he has that face. Like you want to talk about one of those a-hole, scary, like creepy faces. Yeah, who do you guys think is the best Joker? I loved Heath Ledger.
Okay,
but I liked Jack Nicholson.
So here was for me. Heath Ledger is just unbeatable because it was just like I think also we expected Jack Nicholson to be good.
Right.
Heath Ledger, I like through my TV program. I through my TV guide at when I found out that he was.
Oh, you thought it was like, oh, they cast a pretty boy?
I thought it was like as if they cast
Joe Jonas.
Yes, let's just say that. I couldn't have even come up with that's perfect. Or no, Zac Efron.
Okay,
like we're gonna make Zac Efron the fucking. I was like.
And then
I saw it and I said, never mind. That was a great lesson for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know shit, like shut the fuck up and let somebody cook, like I put him in a box. Blew me the fuck away. I shut up. That's why now when people do weird castings and stuff, I said, I'm going to give people a shot now because I don't fucking know. I don't know nothing anymore.
You don't know anything anymore.
Now, but I have to say, in terms of like, it's not a comic book Joker or whatever, but boy, oh boy. I mean, I can't even put it in the same helm because one is from a fucking comic book movie and the other one is basically Taxi Driver. But that new Joker with Joaquin
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix that performance was really something,
it was
in a very different way, in a very fucking different way. But what was more fun and more comic book and more Batman, I think, is Heath Ledger. So I got to give him the edge to me.
Yeah, I would say this for me. If it's Batman, if it's the Joker in a same picture with Batman,
there you go.
100% Heath Ledger. If it's just straight up, which is my favorite, it's Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, because
he's like one of my top 5 actors on the planet anyway.
That and then to be fair, he got to sink his teeth in because it's his fucking movie. If you gave Heath Ledger a movie where it's just all Joker, I don't know.
Exactly.
You never know what
He was amazing though.
Yeah.
That scene where it's exploding behind him and he's walking out and he's like,
just listen. Just genius stuff.
What a loss. I was bummed. Like, every now and then somebody dies and you're like, no, that sucks. And then you move on. But then there's somebody you're like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. It reminded me of how I felt when River Phoenix died,
River Phoenix died.
Yeah.
I wasn't as big of into him, but like I took Chris Cornell's death hard.
I didn't on that one. I felt bad, but I wasn't like it didn't.
That one I took hard.
I felt bad for him, but in these other ones, I feel bad for me because I want to see what they could have done. Like the shit. It's like selfish.
Yeah,
it's like selfish. I'm like, what could they have done? Like also MF Doom when he died, I was like, oh no, like he was my last hope for any new hip hop, to be good,
Or Philip Seymour Hoffman, he's another one. He's
another fucking one.
He's another one where I'm like, we lost like a sage artist. Like what, you know what I mean? Like he's great in everything.
Yeah.
He's never bad in anything. I was even watching what do you call it again? The one, Cameron Crowe wrote it about his days, Rolling Stone magazine.
Fuck me.
Almost Famous. Anyway, Almost Famous.
Yeah.
Great movie. Love that movie.
Yeah.
And Philip, plays what's his face, the writer in that.
He's like the one kind of helping the kid. He's like his little
plays what's his face, Abby Hoffman, isn't it?
Or he's no, I don't think he's.
No, I forget who he plays.
But he's playing his like guardian angel and his like mentor in a way, like helping him through it.
But he was great. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Otherwise, in terms of villains, the Predator. I don't know, but yeah, those are some good ones. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, villains. I think. For me, those kind of people in authority who just won't give somebody a break or whatever is my least favorite person.
Right. I'm a
I'm a
golden
yeah.
god. You know what I was going to say? Like, you know who's a great villain? The effing, and I was watching it again the other day. A-hole, what's his face, teacher guy in Breakfast Club.
Oh, so fucking good. 2 months, Bender. 2 months. I got you. I love that.
He's so good. When the janitor catches him down going through the files, he's
It's
like, "Oh,
it, that he's the best. He's also a fucking piece of shit in Trading Places. He played Clarence Beeks.
oh,
You remember, like, he throws somebody in the streets or whatever, and then like he's on the phone or whatever, talking to it, and there's this chick waiting for the public phone, and he goes, "Excuse me, fuck off." Or him, but you know, he's the one who sets up Winthorpe. He's the one who puts
okay,
the
all right,
bills or whatever.
okay, okay,
The
okay.
oh,
I'll have
he's
to. I don't remember that that's him, but apparently it
he's
is.
the one also at the end, like he's the one who puts the gun on them when they on the train, when they all dressed up in shit, and he's
Yes.
like, grab some, you know, like he's like tells her like, no more Swedish meatballs, no more Irish whiskey, and no more goddamn jerky beef. You know him? Yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
but he's fan fucking tastic, that guy.
Well, what you just said there reminds me of Thelma's husband in Thelma and Louise
He's
when
a piece
he's
of
there.
shit.
You get your butt back here right now, Thelma,
Hmm.
or I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And he
there's
is
some good shit in there.
a whole. And she's like, well, and Louise is like, what did he say? He's like, well, he said, Thelma, I love you. He said, Thelma, I hope you're
That
having a good time. He
that
said, Thelma, oh
movie.
no, don't worry about me. You deserve a weekend away. You know what I mean? Like,
She
oh,
that movie gets better with time too. Like you
it's
really
so good.
that's a classic, and it's funny because he's supposed to be that woman power one. But look, if you're a guy, you like them too. You're hooting for them too. You know.
There's no way not to
Yeah.
root for Thelma and Louise. That again. That's like one of my top 10 movies. Like I love that movie.
And listen, that's how that gave us Brad Pitt. You know.
Of course. And
Wait.
want to know
Yeah, bro.
something else about that Brad Pitt scene? Just to nothing. The song that is playing in the Brad Pitt scene is my old friend Chris Whitley. May he rest in peace. His music
Okay,
is
so
playing in that scene when
okay,
Brad Pitt is.
I
is
never
like,
knew that, and I don't know the song, but
listen back to it.
I'll bear that in mind. I got a nice piece of trivia about that scene, which is crazy because he wasn't supposed to. There was another person cast in that part,
Oh,
okay,
really?
and who it was because he was so hot at the time was Billy Baldwin. He was cast, okay. Then he got the part for. I know, but I'm just saying. You could say what you want, but at the time,
He's
he
not
was
bad.
a star. He was. They were putting all the eggs. They were putting all the stock in this guy.
I'm
Okay.
not mad at him.
Now, what he does though is he gets the part in backdraft. Okay.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Am I gonna take this little part in this shit or fucking backdraft or whatever?" So he says, "Fuck it, I'm not doing Thelma and Louise." He does backdraft, and then they slip in fucking Brad Pitt, and the rest is history. I mean, that nobody knew who was Brad Pitt before that. That put every girl in high school. I remember every fucking girl. That's all they could. Brad Pitt. Brad. So who the fuck is Brad Pitt? And they go, he's the guy in Thelma and Louise. And I go, I never seen it, so I don't know who the fuck you talking about. And then and he did a great fucking job in that scene. He was great. I mean, in that the one where he showed her how to rob a
Of
bank. Get out of
course
here.
I know.
Um,
Well, the
um,
scene when they're getting it on, I believe it's Kick Them Stones, I think. But that's my friend Chris Whitley. We used to hang out. That's his music. That's his song playing in that scene.
but
where
why
they
you
get
don't
it
hang
on.
out with Chris Whitley no more?
He passed away.
Oh, I'm so. You know what? Maybe I heard that already.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that he
It's
was
okay.
passed away.
But no, Brad Pitt that was his star turn, as they say, for sure.
Yeah, who knows? Imagine
And he's a villain in the movie.
I was gonna say that. In fact, he fucked them over worse than anybody
He
almost.
screwed them over big time. Big time.
Wow. And when she goes back, like so naive, she
Louise
goes
is
back.
so upset. She's like,
Oy.
Thelma, no, Thelma.
Oh, and who played the scumbag?
Well, Michael Madsen plays her boyfriend, Louise's boyfriend. He's not a scumbag.
No, not him, but
Peaches.
who is
It's
the
a
one?
code word, Peaches.
Who is the one that ends up getting shot? That guy's a piece
Well,
of
Harvey
shit.
Keitel. Oh, the one at
The
the
one that
place where
sets
they
it
were
in
dancing and
motion.
he starts to rape her on the car. Yeah,
But the
no,
way
that guy's
he's
an a-hole.
being, the way he's being in the bar and shit. Ugh.
Oh, he's so gross. Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
He's always playing those kind of people.
yeah, that guy.
Yep, that guy.
Um, but yeah, God, there's so many good fucking villain. But like I said, just someone who's unreasonable, like a warden, or someone who you just
Oh, Bill Lumberg, Bilal. That's right. Freaking Lumberg is a great villain.
yeah. He's like what's his thing? He
You're
always
gonna have
says
to go
like
ahead. I'm gonna have you go. I'm gonna have. You're gonna go. I'm gonna have to ask you to go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and come
have
in
to.
on Saturday.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna have
have
to
to.
ask you to go
Yeah,
ahead and
like
come
with
in on
the with
Saturday
this
with the
coffee.
coffee.
That was a fun one. One of my
Oh,
favorite part is when the dude's listening to like that thuggy shit, like that ghetto boys,
totally.
and then he sees a black dude. He's like, "Oh, he trying to turn that shit down."
But he's like all up in it,
Yeah,
like. Well,
yeah,
that's what.
that was a fun little movie
Oh, I love that movie.
with the
That's what.
pieces of flair and all that shit.
Oh my god, I don't really like talking about my flair. Um, but yeah, like that's what Kiddo and I are like on the way to school. We listen to some ratchet stuff sometimes on the way to
You have
school,
to.
but she,
That gets you energy up so you
but
can be
yeah, we're dropping
excited.
her off at 8:30, and we're just bumping something ridiculous in the car. It's fun.
Yeah, of
It's good
course.
stuff. It's good
Everybody have different. You have to explore those sides of yourself.
for sure, for
You
sure,
know.
for sure. Okay, so I am curious. Just wrapping it up, but yeah. Oh yeah, and then lastly, yeah, this guy was a good one. The principal, Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah, he's fucking fantastic. He's just leading you down the
What's it called?
primrose
What is his
path.
name? Yeah, I know. Remember his name. His name is
You mean in the movie or the
yeah.
real guy?
I forget. Why am I? I don't know why I'm blanking
Because
on
she
his name.
goes, he makes you look like a little, makes you look
Yeah,
like an asshole is what he does.
right. Yeah. And then she's like, "Well, I
Can
guess
I
you're
speak to? Doesn't
right."
what's his name yell his name when he's all like, "Hey, this is Karyn Robbins.
Yeah, right. When he's pretending to be Sloane's dad.
Hey, come here." I can't remember his
Yeah, he's
fucking
like,
name.
"Whoa." So I know. Well, so I
Sergeant Peterson. No, that's who he is.
yeah. Oh gosh.
The fuck
Yeah.
is his name?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever.
Somebody's gonna know in here. Somebody's gonna know in there.
Anyway. So the other
Somebody
one,
goes. Somebody goes. The principal in Fresh Prince. Oh wait, I got one. Did you ever see This Boy's Life?
Omar, we already talked about Anton Chigurh. He
Yeah.
was like one of the first ones for sure. He's
Did
amazing.
you ever see This Boy's Life?
Rooney, that's it. Rooney's the
Oh
principal.
yeah, Principal Hooney. Ed Hooney.
Ed Rooney.
Because she goes, makes you look like an asshole. Ed is what he does. You know, like Ed. Yeah. Um. Um. Yeah. Have you ever saw fucking This Boy's Life with Robert De Niro?
Have I
And-
ever seen this?
Okay, some people haven't seen that.
Leonardo DiCaprio and
What a
Robert De Niro.
fucking piece of shit is he in that one? Oh,
What an a-hole.
another one. Cape Fear. Cape Fear. Him in
Oh,
Cape
so
Fear.
good in Cape Fear.
Max Cady.
He's amazing in Cape Fear.
Counselor. Yeah, that one.
He's a great villain in Cape Fear. That's a real good one. Even the
Ooh.
old one with Robert Lundgren.
With Robert Mitchum, he's a great Max Cady in his own way, completely different and
Totally
completely a fucking scumbag in his own different way. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the one in This Boy's Life when he's like, "I know you, leopard," you know, like, oh, he's such a like an evil stepdad is a chuff. That's chuff. Oof. And he remember he talked to the mom. He's fucking the kid's mom. He's like, she's upset because he's only do it from behind, like not loving or whatever. And he goes, "This is my house. This is my house." He goes, "The only way you can get it two ways, from on your side or from behind." You know how he has that weird accent? She goes, on your side or from behind. This is my house. Hey,
Good movie though.
oh, I got another one who's speaking a fucked up accent. That was a piece of shit. Not the greatest movie, but you ever saw Sleepers?
Yeah.
It was like supposed to be a great book, and it's about these kids that go to jail when they're young because they accidentally kill a guy doing a prank on a hot dog cart or
I
whatever.
remember now. I mean, I've heard of it. I kind of maybe
Well,
remember.
Kevin Bacon plays like a sadistic guard at the juvenile facility at juvenile
Okay.
hall or whatever,
Yeah.
and he hates these kids and does all kind. He beats them and demeans them and stuff like
Oh,
that.
wow.
And he is a heel piece of shit, but he has like that I think he's supposed to be Baltimore
Matt Damon in
or
it?
huh?
Is Matt Damon in it?
No, like the first of all, you got a bunch of kids. I don't know their fucking names, but then you have them as adults, and they want revenge.
Gotcha.
And the it's like Billy Crudup is one of the kids.
DiCaprio or no?
No, he's not in that. Fuck, who else is in that? I think Jason Patrick,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
a
I know
couple
I've
other
seen.
guys. And Kevin Bacon is such a piece of shit, and he's have this accent that's like a Philly or a Baltimore accent. He's like,
Mhm.
I don't know what you're used to in your home, but in my home we have rules. And then he corners this one kid. It's sad. He goes like, the kid is in the corner, and he's like, and nobody can help him or whatever, and it's dark and stuff. And he goes, "What do you want? What do you want from me?" And he's like, "Yeah, blowjob or whatever." It's like, oof. But he gives his just desserts later. They really get revenge on this fucking guy when they adults, because he
I got
abused them, and all of them. There was like a gang of kids, and all of them end up becoming like kind of street. Like one of them is like in the Westies, like that the Irish gang and stuff, and
it.
one
Okay.
of them become a lawyer, and it's an interesting story, but it was okay movie.
Okay.
And I think Robert De Niro played like a priest or some shit.
Got it.
Anyway, I think these kids seen that, and some of these people seen that shit.
Got it. Got it. Got it. But yeah, so the third part of the theme tonight, it was Bones, Thugs, and Harmony.
Oh, wait,
And
real quick, one thing. Sorry,
what'd you
somebody
think?
pointed out Brad Pitt is one of the fucking grown-up kids
Oh,
in
is
that
he one
fucking
of the
movie.
guys in that
Sorry,
movie?
but go
The
ahead, go
sleeper?
ahead. Yeah,
No,
in
no, that's
Sleeper.
cool. That's cool. I didn't, yeah. Yeah, no, I remember seeing it a long time ago. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen
You
it.
slept on that one.
It's like,
Anyway,
yeah, because otherwise I was gonna say it might have also had like Edward Norton in it or something, right? Like,
you know what? I wouldn't be shocked. It's a
but I'm thinking
possibility.
of like Rounders or something instead, like Sleepers,
That's
Rounders. You
what
know
you're
what I mean?
fucking up. That's what you're fucking up. Yeah.
Because that's the
And
one with Matt Damon, I think,
it was
right?
a hound, yeah, and it was around that time. It was around the
Right,
same kind of time frame.
right. I like those guys. Those are in the
Yeah.
wheelhouse. Those are in the
Yeah.
like, oh yes, please. I like
Oh,
those guys. I love Ed Norton. Come on, he's so good.
he's incredible, but in terms of being like a heel dreamboat, I don't know about all that.
Oh, I didn't say he was a dreamboat. I'm just
Oh, okay,
saying, like,
okay.
I think like I go see whatever. Like
You
I'm
want to
a
know
fan.
what he's
Like,
great in that I keep seeing on cable, and I always have to watch it in
what?
Birdman. You seen Birdman?
Oh, I have. Okay.
He's so fucking good. Watch it again. Birdman is great.
To be honest with you, I think my favorite Ed Norton movie, as much as I love American History X,
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. It's just that it like some parts of it just make me wince.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to curb
Sure.
stomp and stuff like that. Like I can't. Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Yeah.
But
Tough.
seriously, 25th Hour, I think is my favorite Ed Norton
25th
movie.
Hour is
And that's
great.
Spike Lee and it
That's a great
and
flick
Rosario
in
Dawson
general.
and like I love that
Yeah.
movie so much. I've seen it so many times and he's so good in it. For
He's
people who don't know,
fantastic
it's
in
about a
that
guy
one.
who knows he has to report to jail. And so it's like the last day and stuff
Yeah.
before he has to go to jail. And it's
And he has to
so
tie up a
good.
lot of loose ends and shit. Yeah, it's a good one.
And did his girlfriend sell him out or not? And like he's got his dad's,
Hmm.
runs a bar and he's got to leave his dad. Like
Yeah, and then
it's
there's Will Pepper or whatever, or
yep,
Barry
yep,
Pepper, and
yep. Barry Pepper is in
is
it.
it?
He's great in it.
Wait, is
And
fucking
Philip
Philip
Seymour
Seymour
Hoffman.
Hoffman isn't that? Yeah,
Philip
and that
Seymour
shit in the
Hoffman.
club,
Yep,
I like all
yep.
that, and the
He's
Anna
a
Paquin
student.
shit. Yeah,
Anna Paquin, exactly. It's such a good movie,
yeah,
though, and I think that's my favorite Ed Norton movie.
yeah. I
Primal
like
Fear
some.
is great too, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
That's
other
really
shit. I
early,
mean,
though.
he's always good in
Come
everything,
on,
but
he's
let me
he's
tell
a
you, in
G. He's a
Birdman,
G.
he plays a pretentious like fucking actor,
Yeah,
and he's got it. It's so on the money. It's unbelievable how good he is
right.
in that shit.
I have seen it, and because I really like Michael Keaton and
That
stuff like
one
that. Like,
deserves another watch because it's been coming on cable, and I just was like
oh,
fucking with
really?
it, and now I can't like anytime it comes on, I just get sucked into it because
Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to
it's
look around
very
for it.
fucking well done. Especially
Who's
you
showing it? Like
being
FX or
having
something?
now it's like HBO or some shit,
Oh, okay.
Showtime. which you probably can't even afford anymore. You
I
have
have
only
HBO. I don't have
now you
Showtime, but I
have
do have
it.
HBO.
You have a stars. You have
I
a
don't.
what's some of the what's the worst ones that you could have like
Isn't there like the
BET
black
Prime or
box or
whatever.
something like that? Yeah, like
You have
the
the worst ones like
there
what's
is
another
like
one that I'm like who gets this one? You could have HBO but you get like
I have HBO.
the movie channel or whatever. No.
I have HBO. But at any rate,
No, you
walkouts.
don't.
And I was saying to the people at the initially at the beginning of the show, and for those who got here late, we already talked about the fights from last weekend, and we did our whole Jones versus Gane breakdown, and Shevchenko versus Grasso, and all. So
Chevy Chase versus
Shevchenko
who?
versus Grasso. So just just after the show ends, just go back and rewind or whatever, and catch that. We already covered that stuff. So we've already done the bones and the thugs part. But so
Now we do the harmony part.
the harmony part for bones and thugs and
Wait,
harmony.
I'm gonna while you cooking them, while you slow hosting
I'll
them,
set it up now.
I'm gonna avail myself of the lavatory of the powder
Okay.
room. I'll be
Okay,
right
you go
back.
do that. You go do that. I know I need my kid to pour me a refill of my wine as well. But yeah, so the are you okay? Is he going?
Yeah, I'm going. Give me a second. I got a cat on my lap, and I don't want to.
Oh, you got a
You wanna
little
see
kitty cat.
That's Olive. Oh, caralho.
Oh, hi, sweetie. Hi. Aw, cutie. I didn't know you had a kitty cat.
He's a little chunky baby. Oh, get out of there. Ow, you clawing my fucking.
Well, so you're single and you have a cat.
I also have a dogs, and I have a kielbasa, which is what they're most concerned about when they come here anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also have this.
It's nice. It's cool.
I have excellent chaste.
Yeah. At any rate, so not just MMA walkouts, but also some boxing walkouts. So I was thinking of the one, and I forget. I think was it Franz Bomber maybe, but he came out and he had like the mask and this the black jeweled outfit and all this stuff, and then he lost the fight, and he said it was because all this stuff weighed too much and it made him tired from carrying it for the whole walkout, which is kind of hilarious and kind of ridiculous. And I'm curious if you guys remember that, if you heard that. It was Wilder. And so it is that was just kind of ridiculous. And so then some of the other ones that I were saying were really great. Was when Jimmy Manawa did the Men in Black one. That's kind of one of the ones that people remember a lot. It was when they fought in was it in Auckland or was it in Australia? But they had the whole choreographed dance and in the outfits and everything, and it was great. Threw the glasses off and stuff like that. Brian Ortega with the stuff wasn't it from The Purge, right? With the masks that were doing that crazy stuff. That was so cool. I thought that was awesome when he came out with that. Also, some of the other ones. What was it? Was he doing was it Undertaker or something like that? Right? Didn't he walk out with the urn for the ashes or something? And so those are some that we were saying were kind of some of the ones that were really well known. Oh wait. Not that Chamberlain, sorry. What was the one? He would dance a lot in his walkouts, in general, but there was one where they did something. Omega Usman, they did do sort of like a Wakanda Forever thing, right? I do kind of remember that. Yeah. And then Deontay Wilder saying the costume weighed 45 pounds, and saying, okay, but so 45 pounds, like how long did he actually have to have it on though? You know what I mean? Like how could that have tired him out that much?
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. Wilder saying that the 45-pound costume that he wore in his walkout tired him out. That's why he lost his fight that time.
You're talking about Gene Wilder?
Yeah. Gene Wilder. Everybody wants to know about Gene Wilder. Deontay Wilder. Although Gene Wilder is the best Willy Wonka. Come on.
In Willy Wonka, his costume is heavy.
He's the best. Oh, so you're meme like, oh, so you're an internet model, huh? Or whatever. He's great with his memes.
Say again. Also what?
The memes, how it's him and his little purple hat or whatever, and he's like,
oh
so
yeah,
you're an
yeah.
internet model, huh? Like, or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, that movie. Don't get me started on that.
Oh my
movie.
God, I love Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka is a.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Why is that movie so good? Anyway, we were talking about Wonkos.
Because
anyway, so
it's macabre. Because it's dark. It's for a fucking children's thing. It's dark.
The children think it is dark. It's real close to death.
It is so fucking dark, and like when the kid is dying, when Augustus Gloop is, and they're like, "Oh, help! Save him, please! He's gonna die!"
Help.
No, and he, stop!
Dave,
no,
stop.
don't! And he goes, "Police, murder." And he takes someone that fucking the Wonka Chania, you know the fucking thing. Yeah, there's no knowing where we're going.
And the boat is slowing.
And kids are like dying in that shit.
I hope it lasts.
Yeah, ooh, and the kids is like dying in the fight. Like it's almost like Saw. You know what I'm saying? He's like, go to the chaffee pulling. Like these kids is dying, like drowning, dying, being cut to pieces. I mean, fuck. Do any of them survive or something? I mean, no, I'm saying, like when they get put, he'll say something like, "Oh, check the furnace." You know what I mean? Like where, like when that fucking chick,
where she ends up or whatever.
Yeah, like when she goes, she was a bad egg. It's like she's the way they say where she went. It sounds like someone's not gonna survive from any of this shit. Like, the chappie pulling her
got drained, maybe, right?
I don't know. And Augustus is in the fucking pipes, drowning. You know. Like, I don't know that any of those fucking kids survive. And he's like, you get nothing. You stole fizzy lifting drinks.
Right.
And he's like, you're a monster. Wonka, you're a monster, Wonka.
But see, I want to go, Dinky.
No. I want it now, Mom. But I want it now. I want to feast. I want to be feast. I want to it's my bowl of chocolate. I want to give it to me now. That's what girls, how they act when they come to my place. They go, give it to me now. And I'm like, caralho, settle yourself down, porra. Relax yourself, for fuck's sake, porra. I want an everlasting gobstopper. You know what they want even more than that? They want me, Slugworth Sizzler.
Bubble juice, just float away.
No. They get that, true. They get the fizzy lifting drinks first. But then they want the Slugworth Sizzler. Oh, okay. I give them to that one. The Wonka. Scrum Diddly. I just bought her. What about two? You can't just buy two. You remember when he was like, how many bars did you buy? Two.
And then, they're like, divisible by so-and-so.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that's a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
Augustus, what do you think? How do you feel? Hungry. You remember? And then they put it in his father's face, and he fucking eats the microphone. It's just good stuff.
I love it. I literally, that's one I can't surf past. That is one that I will always watch. No matter what, and I even will, as much as I love the original, I'll F with the Johnny Depp version.
To be honest, I'm one of these people. If I fall in love with a movie, and
you can't F with the other one.
The other one better be better than the original somehow. If not, fuck you.
Yeah,
I cannot do it. Like if the remake, and to me, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, for me, any Wonka is better than no Wonka, but obviously, I greatly prefer the original.
Well, what about now?
Huh?
You know, there's a new Wonka coming. You know that?
Oh no. What?
Oh, you didn't know that? You know who's Wonka now? You're probably gonna be upset about this. The Hawk.
Oh God, no.
I'm kidding. But there is a new Wonka.
I like him, but just not for that.
I know. What can you fucking imagine? But
like you were saying before, but all of a sudden, look at Joe Jonas killing it as the Joker.
Not in that case though. No. No. But he's gonna be, and this kid is a good actor. He might do great, but it's Timothy Chalamet. I don't know. It might be okay. I don't know.
Too precious, a little too baby faced for
But
me.
I think what it's gonna be is gonna be like, I mean, it sounds corny, but like a prequel. It's like maybe him as a younger man. You know what I mean? I don't know. Fuck. Who knows? I'm in a reserve judgment on that one.
Whatever, yeah, whatever. I'll.
Who's gonna play Slugworth? I should play Slugworth for her.
I don't. I just don't see the need.
Me neither. But people is always look.
They need one for their
I
generation.
think when it comes
That's
to
what it is.
I think the movie business, when it comes to the reason why they pick these fucking things is because everybody's job is at stake, and they go through people get fired like hotcakes in that
Hmm.
business, in these studio heads and stuff like that, and everybody is always afraid of losing their job.
They don't want to take
And if you
risks.
take chances on new shit, you have a better chance of getting fired. So
Sure.
if you go, well, people like fucking Willy Wonka. That's why we always have to suffer through the same rehashing of
Yeah,
shit
for
because
sure.
it's fear based, you know.
For
Which
sure.
is why the '70s was such a special time in cinema that will never happen again because the wheels had come off of the movie industry, and the inmates was hunting the asylum. You know, that's why you have movies with people where the fucking main guys die at the end. You know, where
Right.
it's these unhappy endings and shit because it
Right.
wasn't being everything wasn't being like tested by the fucking,
Right. Yeah. No.
you know.
Focus groups
Yeah,
are the end of creativity.
yeah, and just the bottom line, you know. But that's why you had so that's why we have this concentration in the '70s of these fucking movies that, pretty much could only be independent films now, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But did you have any favorite walkouts? I was saying the Brian Ortega one with the
Oh,
Purge, Izzy's, with
I'll tell you this.
the Undertaker thing.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna go through different periods. Like when I was first coming up watching combat sport, you know, pretty much the one that was on TV before a lot of MMA and stuff was boxing,
Hmm.
and nobody could come close to the pride of Spanish Harlem, Macho Camacho, Hector
Oh yeah.
Macho Camacho. This guy, he's really the. I mean, I don't know who else except for in like maybe professional wrestling. Nobody took it to the levels that this fucking kid took it to. This kid from Spanish Harlem, this kid was putting on all kinds of. He had a different outfit for every fucking, and he had these Jerry curls and one curl here, one curl here. He'd come out looking like a homing gladiator. He'd come out looking like Pocahontas or
Wow.
whatever, or like a fucking guy like Aladdin or any kind of fucking gimmick, and
Yeah,
he
no,
would.
I'm sure I've seen. Didn't he used to sometimes have like shorts with like that were massive with like skirt, like all
It
kinds of
could
crap
have
all over
it
them and
could
stuff
have
and
like
fringe
leopard
and
print and all.
right.
I mean, and he would fuck people up, and he was so fat. His hands was fast, and he had the fastest hands. He didn't have a lot of knockout power, but his
Hmm.
hands was so fucking fast, and his footwork. And he was a lover boy. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? He was notorious and kind of a, a little maybe a cokehead. He was party. He was a partier and
Okay.
a street dude. He get into scraps and all kinds of shit he shouldn't be doing. Motorcycle accident. He was a wild boy. But boy, oh boy, Macho Camacho, man, he was the first like just showman like that to that level. And then I'll tell you what, to give you chills, the Mike Tyson walkouts, he didn't need no extra shit. He didn't even have a hole, nothing, just a fucking towel with a
Right. Oh, the
thing
towel with the
cut,
hole in it. Oh, I know.
and with the
Yeah.
sock with the no socks on it. That fucking was terrifying.
Dude, that was totally terrifying.
Terrifying. And he, for a while, he come out to Welcome to the Charadome. But then after that he came out to that DMX song, that fucking intro or whatever, which then it's funny because what we MMA people associated with is, which probably I think was the most, give you the most goosebumps in the history of MMA, was when Iceman was fighting.
Okay.
So Iceman got that from Mike Tyson, but that, that DMX song that he would always play. Do you remember? He always came out to the same song every time.
When I think of DMX, I just think of Anderson Silva and Ain't No Sunshine.
Well, it's a different song. You can't think of the one.
The one that Chuck used.
Yeah, put up. Here's how you can find that one. Just go DMX and go, and it's funny that it's called this. It's just called intro. Just look up intro,
Okay,
and then
gotcha.
when you hear a little bit of it, you'll go, oh, that fucking song. And it used to give me. They would let it hawk for a little bit before they even show you him. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like
yep,
you would
yep.
start hearing it, and everybody go, oh, and that was when the Iceman was just the most exciting fucking person in MMA. You remember those days?
Yeah. Well, although Ender Band is apparently not a Chuck fan, saying that he did something kind of douchey for an affliction. I don't remember.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what he's talking about.
I don't either. I remember like affliction fights and stuff like that. I went to some, and like when Fedor fought Arlovsky and stuff like that, and like
The guy had a
Vitor
whole
and
career in the UFC. I'm focusing on that, in the heyday of the
yeah.
guy. Not I don't even. I'm not talking about no fucking affliction. I'm talking
Um,
about.
Patty, people like in Patty's walkout now. I mean,
I
his
tell
gets
you
excited.
what.
People look at. I've been there
I tell
live
you
in the
what.
arena, and they get people going.
That is for sure in the modern era. That is absolutely, because it don't even feel like he's. It feel like he's into it. You know what I mean? I
Is
mean,
this the one you're talking about? It's dark in
yeah.
hell. Yes, I know that. Yeah,
No,
right,
but it's
exactly.
not. That's not the name of the song. It's from that. That's the album. But it's the
Yeah.
song is just called Intro, which don't make any sense that it's just called that. But just put it on you, play it somewhere right now, so you know what we're
Well, no,
talking
but
about.
then it starts to mess with me
Oh,
for the rights for the song, and then I get flagged,
right.
and I
Because I can't. He created with my mouth like the way it sounds,
right.
but it sounds like it sounds like it almost has a thing like an Undertaker. Like what's that thing
Okay.
that's like dun 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 dun, dun, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it has like a vibe of that, like oh, and then the thing like DMX go like oh, what have you done now?
Right.
Oh
I'm
no,
sure I know
whatever.
it. I'm sure I know it. Yeah.
Oh
But I used to love when, yeah, everything would lights go out or whatever. And like when you'd hear the beginning of Ain't No Sunshine, Anderson fights, like talk about goosebumps. Like that was
yeah,
always like, oh my God. And there's
yeah,
who turned out the lights? And like the
yeah.
whole arena was dark anyway. And
I
so,
mean,
I mean,
he got me excited. That was never my favorite DMX song. It's kind of slow and boring
oh,
to me,
so
that
good
song.
though.
But him as a person, I used to get goosebump just because
Mhm.
it was him. Um, but yeah, I'm not. I'm trying to think. Oh, and there's been some crazy walkouts. Like I remember there was a time when Hoy Jones Jr. was so fucking good, he would have to come up with gimmicks so that people could get excited for his fights, because he used to just wipe guys
Slow
out
people. Yeah.
easy. So like he would do shit like I remember he was also a good basketball player.
Okay.
At the time, he was also playing professional basketball, but not in the NBA, but like the league just below, which
NBA.
now they would call the G League. It's
Okay.
like it's like the minor league
Yeah.
for the NBA. Back then, it was called the CBA. So he played for a CBA. Okay, his gimmick this one time he fought, he played a full CBA game and scored like a lot of points and had a great game, and then took a shower, went to the fucking arena and defended his child and knocked the guy out. And it was like wow. But then I remember he was trying to find another shit, and he like performed. How sometimes people will come over with happers or whatever. Well, he performed his own hap song as he came out,
Okay.
did a whole performance, and then fought a guy. It was like, and even though like his hap, let's be honest, I mean, it wasn't something I'm trying to listen to outside of that situation.
Situation.
But you gotta give guy credit. Like fuck, he's gonna do a whole performance here and then fight a guy. I mean, that's ballsy.
That is ballsy. That's very ballsy to perform and
Yeah,
do all that, and then or even the basketball game or whatever,
yeah.
and then. But speaking of having your own song, though, I do remember in boxing, I covered when I worked for Showtime Championship Boxing. Maybe some people don't know I worked for them for 3.5 years. That I used to cover a lot of Vic Darchinyan fights, and Vic Darchinyan, this little Armenian guy,
Hmm.
he had his own song that this lady sang, like, it's like, and like, it was
I
like a
remember
song
that.
about
I
Vic Darchinyan, like
I
he's the
remember
greatest or
that.
something. D'Artagnan. Like, it was this thing, and
Oh,
that was his walking. And I always remember thinking, like, bro, it's so like over the top that it's kind
you
of
gotta
great.
love it. You gotta love it, and anybody who does that, good for them. You know, I
And it
love the
was so
showmanship.
Armenian, like, and I can say this, like, I have Armenians in my family and stuff, my uncle, my
Some of your
cousins and
best
stuff.
friends is Armenian.
No, they're literally my aunt, but married an Armenian guy. So my cousins are Armenian and stuff.
Do we have any
Uh,
Armenians listening right now?
they're Jarmenian. They're Jamaican Armenian. They're
Ooh, what a fucking combination.
Jarmenian. But so I was a D'Artagnan fan. I'm saying this as a fan, but I wish I could remember how the song. But it was this lady, and it was just like Armenian, like she was rocking out, and like it was pretty great actually. It was pretty great.
Listen, when people have fucking stupid songs about themselves and all that kind of bullshit, I enjoy that.
Prince
Oh,
Nassim,
how could I?
Brain
Okay, so the
FM.
second coming of fucking Macho Camacho, the torch was passed to this fucking kid, Prince Nassim Hamed, who was this he was Yemen. He was like from
Yeah.
Yemen, but via like a tough part of London or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
Like
I remember who
so,
he is. I know who he is.
and that fucking kid was one of also the most unorthodox boxer you ever gonna see in your
Sorry.
life. And until he lost um, to Bahia, he was just making people look silly, and he had for a small guy at that weight class, he had one punch knockout power. So he would
Mhm.
clown with people, do this funny shit, and then just knock you out cold. And he did these. I remember one time he came on a flying carpet. I mean, oh, and it
That's
was and
hilarious.
with his accent and everything.
That's hilarious.
I was such a fan of this guy. Most of the people I knew hated him. They hated his
That's
guts.
funny.
And I was so bummed out because I was watching the fight, which was his last fight. It like fucked him up. I think I don't I think he might have quit boxing after this because he was on a hunt. And then Bahia, I can't even think of his first name, but was this tough Mexican fighter who wasn't about the bullshit or whatever. And they both had bouts or whatever, and they was like in a unification fight or whatever, and he beat the shit out of fucking Prince Nassim, and for the first time made him look human and made him look like he wasn't shit. And
Yeah.
I was so depressed because I just knew he was gonna win, you know, and
Right.
everybody was making fun of me. Yeah, that guy ain't shit. And I just remember thinking like they don't want to see him shine, you know what I mean? Because I love Muhammad Ali. I love flashy, fun, brash. It's
Yeah.
fun for me.
It
And some
is
people just
fun.
like, no, he's getting too big for his bit. He's sourpuss, you know, like why you don't want to see
Yeah.
a guy have
Let
some
him have
fun
some
out there?
fun. Let him have
Yeah, you
some
want to see
fun.
the same old shit over and over again? You know, I mean, it's exciting,
Well,
I
to
think.
to that point, and it is essentially a walkout. Some of these NBA guys really have taken their
With the
arrivals
fashion,
to.
oh my fucking, will you? I mean, let them do
I'm
it.
curious how you guys feel about that because to me, I think it's funny and it's
It's like
fun,
Zoolander. I mean,
but it is totally.
it it's a parody of itself at this
It
point.
is. That's what I'm saying. At this point now, it's a joke. It's funny.
What it always make me think is like it's funny what money can do to someone. Somewhere there's people when you have that kind of money, there's people who can convince you to wear the most outlandish, most
The
awful
emperor's
looking
new
shit on
clothes.
earth. Yeah, and it's such a trip. Like it's like a sociological experiment, you know, where you see
Yeah.
these chuff guys who you know who is like from chuff neighborhoods and stuff like that, and they get all this money, and someone convinces them to dress like a guy from the village people. I mean, this fucking guy came to the game today. What is some guy on the Memphis
In the
Grizzly?
shorts with the leather jacket and no shirt, the leather
Yeah,
vest and no shirt.
yeah, and that doesn't look good.
I know, but he kind of pulled it off. If I'm
I don't think
honest,
he pulled it off. You know why I don't think he pulled it
it
off?
was funny to me.
He did not look like when you saw Dennis Rodman in some crazy shit. For some reason, you excused it because you was like he's pulling it off. He believes it. This guy looked like he didn't believe it. Like he when you don't believe it, if you're gonna wear that shit, you have to believe it. And when you don't believe it, I can chow.
So what's your take on when Juju showed up in the skirt for the Super Bowl?
I don't think I saw that. I
Or
don't think
was
I
it
saw.
not? Maybe it was the playoffs, but he was wearing a skirt,
To be honest,
and
I
a
didn't
lot of
see that
people
one.
were mad about it.
Listen. I'm never mad about. My thing is, you have to pull it off. Like for instance, okay, we've talked about this before. Probably my favorite Frenchman ever in Hockey Hall is Robert Planche.
Hmm.
Okay, these
Love him.
shirts that this guy was wearing
Oh my God!
was not meant for men. You know what I mean?
No, of
And a
course
lot of,
not.
what I found out though
Got
that
that from
made,
Mick Jagger.
what's exciting about this? I never knew this, and it makes all the sense in the world because I
What?
always had that movie, the DVD of this movie, and the VHS back in the day. The song he made the same, the concert
Oh,
movie.
amazing! Love it.
So he's wearing those tight jeans, and you can see his drums, and okay, but he's also wearing like a fucking thing that looks like a woman's blouse almost. You know what I mean? It's like up to here,
Right, with his
and it's
midriff
like,
showing, and
but it's not a men's shirt with the mystery. It's a fucking
no, for
woman's.
sure not.
And I was like, hey, it's a bold choice, but fuck it, he's getting away with it. Well, you know what I found out, which made it even so gangster?
What?
What he used to do is he would sleep with like a groupies and stuff, or like whatever and he would wear he would take their shit like a
Next
souvenir,
day?
and he would wear that shit almost like a
Hilarious.
trophy of what he's. And I was like, oh god, that's gangster shit.
Well, those girls must have loved it if they ever saw a picture and they'd be like, "That's my blouse."
Except for the knowledge that he's gonna pull another one using you fucking claws. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still, if
Yeah.
there was something where you're like, "Wait,
But that's some gangster shit to be able to be that secure in your manhood that you're gonna wear a chick's clothing that you
is."
just took down to go attract some other chicks, boy.
No, you're right. You're right. That's pretty badass. But Robert Plant doesn't really need much help.
He doesn't. He doesn't. Let's be honest.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Even now,
But it didn't matter what he was wearing. Like that guy.
even now he probably
on
get away
stage,
with it.
whew, we've
He
talked
was
about him a
special.
lot, but yeah,
Yeah, too much probably, but whatever.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, those were some of my favorites. I don't know. I feel bad that we haven't had any
I know.
girls in there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When Rhonda Kate used to come out to the Joan Jett song, that was always pretty fierce. Bad reputation.
That was pretty. That's one of the only ones I'm saying. Wait, come
For
on.
girls, that was a good one.
There has to be a female that has one that's cool like that. Wait, aside from her, that's the only one I can think of that was like iconic at the time.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to think what you want us to come out to. I mean, the thing that Rose had that walkout where she's like, I'm the best, and she was saying that in the octagon.
Okay, that's pretty good though. People like that. I like that.
For
We
sure.
even touched on that.
For that, then there's also Diego Sanchez with his like yeses, or the times when he's come out with a cross and that kind of stuff. I mean,
Shit, the
Diego's
yes,
definitely had some interesting walkouts.
the yes shit was incredible.
I used to love the yeses.
That was fuck. He's a character, that fucking guy.
Yeah, he's a little.
I remember Chemo. Do you remember the early UFC? Like, I don't know, it might have been 2 or 3 or something like that. There was a guy who was like, he was this big bruiser from Hawaii or what? Or no, maybe he's from
Are
Huntington
you starting
Beach.
to say Chemo Leopoldo?
Yeah, Chemo Leopoldo. Do you remember when he came out on that with that like the cross of Jesus on his back? But it was not like paper mache. It was like a heel. The guy was exhausted when he came in there. He had this full cross, like I don't know.
It's like, bro, make it out of balsa wood.
Exact, or plywood or whatever. Yeah.
Cardboard.
But you know what? Listen, you're making a mockery. This was from Jesus Christ.
I'm not making a mockery of Jesus. I think him walking, the whole concept of walking in as if you're a man who's been crucified is a bit of a reach. So I'm not the one making fun of Jesus.
I think that's a hitch. I think that he was trying to honor Jesus Christ, and shame on you for shame on you. At least he wasn't doing a Jamaican voodoo or whatever like you and Maybelline and putting hoots on people. Caralho. Putting toil and trouble, double trouble, toil and trouble, eye of nooch, and putting hoots on men.
I need to put a little hex on some. I need to.
Why don't you use a hex that draws men to you or
I
whatever?
know. I need to. I need something. I need some help.
Why you don't give them alcohol?
Where are they to even?
Give them Jamaican hum.
Where are they?
Just start small. Like, you know how when you're starting your career, you have to like fight some bums and some tomato cans? Find some street people, just any kind of guy, whatever, a guy on the streets or whatever, and then work your way up. Get your confidence with that guy. And then you work your way up. You go to a couple of singles bar or whatever, and then you'll sharpen your chops.
So you think I'm lacking in confidence? I
I
might
don't
be.
know. It can be
It's been a
like in the
minute, so
movie
I might be.
Lionheart.
I am. I probably am.
Or you need to get your chops back,
That's true.
I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna check you and do an intensive to you
No.
to get your mojo back, or whatever, to get your groove back. Yeah,
I just need to.
I'm gonna bring some zucchini oil.
Work my way up to dock workers. Exactly the.
There you go. Now you're cooking with oil. Now you're cooking with.
Not cooking at all. I'm not cooking at all. All right, Renato, I feel like we should probably wrap it up. I'm sure your jaw is probably starting to get a little achy.
Yeah, I mean it's been achy, but I think I persevere. I did. For the people.
If there's any questions, people have before we wrap it up. But like I said, we already spoke about the fights that happened this past weekend. We looked ahead to the 2 title fights, got Chidi's choice for both Jones versus Gane and Shevchenko versus Grasso. And then we also, talked about a lot of movie villains and stuff and TV villains. And
it was a great evening of hanging out with us and enjoying life here.
It was.
And let's see what else. Have we got any question here for you guys?
We can see if there's any questions here.
Somebody said, Brian Fuck Chen said, oh God, this guy want me to lick my lips again because I know how to flirt.
I don't know if it was you.
Well. All right, you give us your thoughts on the drunken master boxer. Oh, I like the drunken mash. He's amazing for her. You ever seen that guy?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, he's
Drunken
excited.
Master?
Wait, someone says for you, this is a question for you, bra or no bra on the dates?
Yes, I like them.
You wear a brassiere? You wear your brassiere.
On a bra. On a date, I probably would be wearing.
Can you imagine these young ladies who don't wear a brassiere?
I can. They're called.
They're burning their
Parisians.
brassiere.
That's what they were in Paris. That was the thing. Like Joe Ban, we were laughing because his wife came over on the trip with him, so it wasn't that he was looking, out of turn. But his wife is really into fashion, and so
Nicole,
Nicole, exactly. Apparently, she noticed first, like, wow, it doesn't seem like the ladies wear bras around here much,
or deodorant.
And then once you notice it, then you're like, wow, you're right, they don't. And so a lot of the Parisian women don't. And it was summertime when we were there.
I'm not scared of that shit.
Yeah, and so they were all like, they found themselves just like once, like I said, once you thought of it or were aware of it, that's all you did was look to see if they were wearing bras or not.
I don't mind. I can see what's going on.
I'm sure you don't.
I can work with that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
They're gonna be nude. They're gonna be without the bra eventually, anyways.
Well, anyway, let's see what else. No, I don't think there's any questions here. Yeah, somebody says Cody's a favorite against Trevin Jones. Man, Cody's been out a minute, huh?
It's almost like you talk about the getting hit of Darren Till. You're like, God, I forgot that fucking Cody was even in that situation,
Well, they kept, but they kept Tatiana as well through her.
We should get him in there at some point.
Oh, I know. He's such a good dude. Yeah.
I never met him, never talked to him, nothing. We should get him on there at some point.
Oh yeah, I should hit him up. That would be cool.
I don't know him, so I don't have a conduit to that.
No, he's always real nice guy for sure. Yeah, that would be cool. What was I going to say? About him being the favorite. So do you realize for Tatiana, the last time she fought was 9 months before the pandemic even started?
She had a bad injury though, huh?
So she had a neck injury. So
Uh-huh.
she rehabbed from the neck injury. Then she was going and she was doing some live, sparring and stuff and
Yeah.
wrestling or whatever, and jacked her knee up, like blew out literally every ligament, had to
Oh,
get fully reconstructed. So it was right when she had rehabbed from one thing, got hurt on another thing. So
that's
she's been
enough
out
to make someone
since
just quit
June of
the whole.
2019.
That's crazy. I mean, to actually come back from that, once you've gone up the hill, to have it happen again is so depressing that it's like I commend anybody just to come back once is commendable, but to come back like in a situation like that, because that's enough to make people somebody go, I fucking give up. You know what I mean? Like
Well, and she already came back from fighting cancer. You know what I mean? Like she's got
crazy, crazy.
a lot of heart. She really does.
For her not to feel sorry for herself is like a triumph. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I think like you start to think that life is attacking you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like what the fuck after a while.
Khabib, Khabib. That's funny, like, because she's like the female Khabib. You know what I mean? It's Tatiana.
Chabib,
Yeah,
Chabib. Yeah, she is back. She's a Chabib,
Khabib. Yeah.
and she's with. I'm sure they help each other. I mean, she's with Patches Mix,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and
No, I saw him this
I
weekend.
tell you what, Patches is a
Uh-huh.
hell of a young fighter. I mean, that kid is very good.
Mm.
Patches.
Oh no, he's very good.
Yeah, he's a solid. He's very fucking good, and he's
Yep.
he's a people. He's a person I think people sleep on a little bit, even though they know he's good. Sometimes people still make him the underdog, and he's like, okay. And he
Yeah. I'll
he
tell
he
you.
he's not to be played around with. It should be interesting to see because I think he's fighting for the title with Sergio Paris.
Yeah. Well, I saw.
Yeah,
Oh, right. I saw his. Like, it's interesting because it's like meeting him. Yeah, getting a sense of his frame and stuff like that. Like knowing that if he fights at such a light weight, yeah, like he's lanky for that, and he's got.
yeah,
Wow.
and he's
Yeah, I didn't
yeah
realize he fought that light.
he cuts a lot. I believe. Yeah, yeah, and he
Wow.
used to fight. He used to always be at those high holler.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. 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 Hey, this person Dettel is asking how many minutes of rope do I jump per day? I do different apps, and so sometimes my workout is around 50 minutes to an hour, but like I do apps.
nonstop.
No, so the
Oh,
apps will be like sometimes it's like a hit workout. You know what I mean? Jump for 40 seconds, rest for 10, then do squats for 40 seconds, rest for 10, then jump again, then do burpees. Or sometimes I do ones that are just jump ones, or sometimes I do, but a lot I use the weighted ropes too, the cross ropes. So
mm.
it depends on the workout I'm doing. Like
Do,
sometimes you use all four ropes, the quarter pound, half pound, 1 pound, and 2 pound. And so I tell you what, that 2 pound rope is hard and stuff. So it depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes if it's like a day where I'm doing like an endurance jump, then it might not be a hit workout one. It's would still be a guided. I usually use the apps. I just prefer the guided stuff. But sometimes it's like jump for a minute, jump for 2 minutes, jump for 45 seconds, whatever. But so yeah, I use the cross rope app or the jump rope trainer.
I think no matter which workout, I think for the fans it's a hit if they get to see that one either way. Cara.
What's on my
Um,
YouTube channel?
I tell you what, do you ice those cheeks? How do you care for the cheeks after? Like, do you ice the cheeks down, or do you have like an
No,
in swell or whatever for end
no, I
swell?
don't.
Where you, I feel like some recovery can be done if you had a person who could be there to use the cold and put it onto the
No,
cheeks.
I mean I do have a hot tub here in my building, so sometimes I go in there.
So you soak the cheeks. Why? That's how you get the blood to flow into there.
Yeah.
It can aid the recovery, caray.
Yeah. Okay.
But then
Okay.
blood is attract a vampire.
And Dean, I use cross ropes, jumps ropes. Those, like I said, the
Hmm.
weighted ones. I have the get lean and the get strong sets.
Get lean and get strong.
Yeah, the lean ones are the quarter pound and half pound, and the get strong are the 1 pound and the 2 pound.
How many
So,
pounds is your cheeks?
too many pounds. That's right.
Wow.
10 pounds of shit in a 5 pound bag. I always love that Sunday. I mean that
That
saying.
expression.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that about does it, Renato. What do you got going on? I know people are always asking about seminars or speaking, you mentioned high rollers a moment ago. Like, what are you doing?
Right now, I
You
mean,
seem like you've been laying low.
I'm recovering. Also, I've been doing some non-public eye stuffs that I'm not at liberty to talk about. But there's also there's some stuff is cooking, but I can't, like I said, I will be revealed in time, But I'm stay on social media. I keep people, in the mix or whatever. So
Well, and you do
yeah.
always post like cool old hip hop beats and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I let them know that I'm still here, but sometime they're gonna know uh, when the stuff is gonna be revealed or whatever. But for now, I gotta. There's gonna be no seminar, nothing, and no training because I gotta. I don't know how long it's gonna take to fully
Yeah,
heal
that
this fucking
sucks. Both
shit.
of us are hurt. Me and my fingers still jacked up, and you and your
Yeah,
jaw. That
so
sucks.
I just gotta take care of the one and see what happens.
Yeah,
But yeah, definitely no fucking seminars or nothing like that for now.
bummer.
But a few weeks, we'll see. A few 3-4 weeks or whatever. See, gonna
Yeah, and I
reassess.
actually have a couple weeks off from work, so I'll probably be just trying to do more YouTube videos and maybe some live chats or something like that. I'll be probably uploading more. So again, if you're here on my YouTube, please hit subscribe. I have a lot of old Jon Jones stuff. If you're kind of reacquainting yourself with who he is or whatever, different interviews and media days and workouts and stuff from long time ago, from when I first, like going back to first, like UFC 145 or 142, like, you know what I mean? Back, like early Jon Jones stuff. So definitely poke around, and obviously, hit that sub button. And so I do, like I said, I have a couple weeks off. So I get a little crazy when that happens, get a little antsy, but we'll see. We'll see what
You should
happens.
come out. You should come out with like a one of those like Carmen Electra used to do like workout videos and sell them. You should do like
Maybe I will. Maybe.
a jump hope like Yu Huchin or whatever, the KB system or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I'll start just filming my jumps and just uploading them to YouTube Shorts or whatever. Why not?
Yeah, and you put wear shorts when you do that one.
But what was I going to say? Yeah, that's it. Anyway, where can people find you on social media?
They can find me at Renato_Laranja.
Okay. All right. And for me, at KB Heat on Instagram. And you can also follow Fistivities over there. And on YouTube, it's Karyn Bryant, Karyn. Bryant as in Kobe. No relation, but may he rest in peace. That is also my Twitter handle. And
Heston Peace is your Twitter handle?
No, Karyn Bryant. I said like Karyn. Bryant as in Kobe. No relation, but may he rest in peace.
Oh. I misunderstood that.
Anyway, Renato, thank you for joining me, even though I know you're impaired. I hope you do feel better.
I hope I feel better too. If anybody want to send any money or gifts or flowers or just anything to me, just bring my spirit. Couldn't hurt.
I don't probably expect you to, but that's people can do if they want.
You know where to find me. Renato_Laranja, and we can set up something. You can give me some chai body work, half Swedish, half deep tissue, anything, I accept everything. I don't look a gift horse in the cheek.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
well,
everyone.
Thanks for joining us.
Ciao, everyone. Hopefully I don't pass away from tendinitis and on there.
Yeah. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Ciao.